So you picked Yasuo and they picked Akali and you lost. So you came to this video. Yeah, let me help you get better. Maybe you just came because you like me. I don't know, but regardless, I'm here to teach you guys about the Akali versus Yasuo matchup. If you're wondering if it's your first time seeing me and you're wondering is this guy legit, who's this guy? I've peaked 1700 LP in the past as a Yasuo player. I've reached 80% win rate in the past with Yasuo multiple times. I don't want to sound like I'm egoing, but I'm just saying it just in case some of you guys are wondering who's this guy, why is he talking like that. But yeah, hopefully you know that I'm legit after what I just said. And yeah, real quick before we even start, guys, I know this is the first time I do like a. I've had a guide. I have a guide before, and I recommend you check it out. It will be in the description if you haven't seen it. But specific matchup guides, and I'm not talking. I go in a silver game and I play a Yasuo game against the silver Akali, and I'm like, oh, this is how you do it, guys. I'm challenging. I'm beating this Akali. No, I'm really gonna let you guys know about all the secrets. We'll review Yasuo gameplay in this video, and every secret there is about the matchup, I will let you guys know. So if you're hyped up for that, just leave a like, leave a comment maybe. I really want this video to be the room for learning the Akali matchup, just learning this matchup, getting better at this matchup. If you have a question, even if you see this video in about, who knows, a year, I'll try to answer it, or maybe there'll be someone to answer the question for you guys if I forget anything here in this video. And it will be a pretty long video. I'm guessing long because when I do something, I really want to do it good. So it will be a longer video, so make sure you save it into watch later if you can't watch at all, because this is gonna be really intense. So first of all, if we just start here, I've gathered some general tips which I feel like you should know going into the Akali matchup. There are more probably, but these are just things going into the Akali matchup that you should know, right? It's just general knowledge, and I say general because obviously every situation is gonna be different. These are just stuff you need to know off the top of your head, right? So I've wrote it down here. Akali's health regen, first of all, it's really high. So if you're wondering sometimes why can I kill her, she's always just regening. Her health regen, her health regen is really high. She's amongst the highest health regen champions in the game, right? So that's one thing to know. And then I've wrote it D-Shield or second wind, right? She can go that, which makes it even harder to kill her. But yeah, generally you load into the game and you want to look at her runes. If she has Conqueror, she's going to be on the weaker side in laning phase. She's going to be stronger later. If she has Electrocute, she's pretty much going to be strong every time. I always hate facing an Akali with Electrocute. I feel like it's way more OP. When I'm facing like a Fleet or a Conqueror or whatever, I'm really happy. But yeah, generally, she's going to have Electrocute and she's going to do a lot of damage. But yeah, you want to note that out. And then when the game loads, right, she could go for Dark Seal, she could go for D-Rank, she could go for D-Shield. You just note it, right? With D-Shield, she'll do a little. Can I speak English? She'll do less damage. But she'll have higher health regen, just stuff like that to know, right? With D-Ring, or Dark Seal, she'll have lower health, but she'll do more damage. Well, just stuff like that, right? Does she have Ignite? Does she have TP? Do you have Ignite? Do you have TP? How do you want to TP, right? This is just general stuff, guys. Akali Q level 1 costs 110 energy, right? And I do say that because she has 200 energy, right? So she could get a Q off, like her missing Q level 1, which happens sometimes, especially in lower elo Akalis, I see. If she misses it, you're free to walk up, right? You're not afraid of her Q. And you gotta know, right? If her Q is half her energy bar and she misses it, you should get an advantage of that. Her W though is 20 seconds, right? So a lot of times in lower elos out here, she has W, how do I kill her? Her W is 20 seconds. 20 seconds. And she doesn't really want to use it ever, right? She's really going to use it as a last result tool, right? Even her E, her E is 16 seconds, right? If we watch Yasuo's WCD, I noted R here, but it's a W. Uh, W. His WCD is 25 seconds, right? And obviously, guys, you're like, oh, do you know the CDs by heart? I don't want to know them by heart. No, you guys think I know these by heart? No. I mean, the energy thing, I know 110, but the CDs, I don't know them. I'm just saying them right now to like, so you guys have an idea, right? The W, do you guys know it's 20 on the dot? Just know that it's around 20. The E, is there a difference if you think it's 14 or 16? Not really. Just know that it's on the longer side, right? So you want to use your W generally against these two, and then you'll wait for it to be back up. That's how you want to play generally. Another CD thing that's pretty important. Her R is 2 minutes. As to Yasuo's R is 70. So 50 seconds less, especially in the early game, that matters, right? So let's say you go for I don't know, a trade on her. She uses R to survive. You also used R, whatever, no one died or whatever, right? That you'll have your R 50 seconds before her, so you'll be stronger. for these 50 seconds, right? You'll be able to look for something. That's a lot. That's like 2 waves. Also, then I know a lot of you guys might be wondering, what do I want to wind wall? I can wind wall her Q, I can wind wall her E, or I wind wall her Q, then she has another Q. Again, right, this is general info, so I can't know for sure, but generally, I like wind walling her Q, because then she doesn't have the passive, right? She doesn't have the move speed. Let's say you go EQ on her, you can EQ W, right? The W will go out. More often than not, she will Q, and she won't get the move speed, right? Also, like, because I like spacing the E, right? That's what I like to do usually. I feel like E is pretty easy to dodge. But is it wrong to wind wall their E? No. Like I said, it all depends on the situation. This is just like general knowledge that you should know of. Spacing Qs level 1. That's something I want to note out. Akali's goal. What is Akali's goal? She wants to Q. I mean, she wants to probably Q, right? This is general info. She won't do that every game. But generally, she wants to Q the 3 minions, the 3 meta minions when they get low, kill them, right? If you know that, do you want to stand on top of the minions so she can Q the minions, kill them, and Q you as well, and then walk up to you, auto attack you, and no, right? This is just stuff to know. And also, if she wants to Q the 3 minions and she does it a bit too early, and her minions are still alive, you can E in, right? You can use the minions to E in on top of her after she just missed her Q, right? Like I said, it's 110 energy. What does she have after? She only has a Q and her auto. It's nothing. And if you start E, that can be a good E start, right? Like I said, E start is good. Q start is also good. Depends what you want to do, right? I know that here MR runes her. She's an assassin, right? And in lower elos, maybe I mean I'm saying lower elos because generally, right? I don't assume a challenger player is watching this video, which there could be one, but I'm saying like team comps maybe in lower elos sometimes they'll have 4 AP in their team, right? And if you can just buy the no magic mental like the 400, just invest a little 400, that kind of ruins her, right? Because it helps you early game. You know, you'll be able to, she won't one shot you like that. Grasp without tempo fleet. That's rune choice for Yasuo, right? Again, I even noted fleet. I mean, right now fleet maybe is not in the best spot, but there's been often metas where fleet is better than grasp. But I think right now grasp is just better than fleet. But I still noted fleet because hey, who knows? Maybe someone watches this in like a year, right? And is like, oh, what fleet is good now? But yeah, really, guys, rune as always, as good as builds, right? I already know, like in my comments, I'm gonna get someone who asked me, what build do I go against Akali? You didn't answer that. So guys, that's just a really, it's just not good to think of what's the best build against Akali, right? It's not a 1v1, it's a team game. When you build on Yasuo, you don't want to look at one-on-one people. And you like, I actually got this question in the past, maybe not about Akali, but about a one-on-one matchup, right? When you build, you look at everyone. You look at the bigger picture, you press tab, you look at the 5 champions. You don't look at one champion. I wish it worked like that, but it doesn't. But yeah, Grasp, Let Out Tempo Feet. Again, guys, runes, preferences. Right, there's the Wandering Pro right now, 1 KLP going the devil's build. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So really, guys, it doesn't really make the play. It's just about how you want to play, right? Let out tempo, you catch her. What I would do, I mean, I probably prefer grasp. I'm just a really grasp advocate. I really like grasp, but is let out tempo bad? No, it's really good. I even say let out tempo is probably better in lower elo, right? Because it's so easy to use. You get on her and she dies. Again, same for summoner spells, right? Ignite, if you watch my videos, I'm a big advocate for Ignite in lower elos, right? Because TP is harder to use. But again, right? Is Ignite wrong? No, there's the Wandering Pro with the Devil's build with Ignite also in Challenger, and he's climbing. So anything is good, guys. It just depends about how you play. Okay? And then if we go like into more like specific cases, like again, this is general side laning versus Akali, just to know, like if you don't have minions and she's stronger than you, obviously she'll one shot you, right? That's just how it works. You have no minions, you have nowhere to run to, she'll probably just kill you. Prio versus Akali, you can probably gather Prio versus Akali quite consistently as she's really weak early game, and the only thing she has to clear waves is Q, which costs pretty high. Until she's level 9 and her Q is like maxed up, and then it gets to like 70, I think, energy. She doesn't really have wave clear. It doesn't really do damage. It doesn't really, it like early game, her Q doesn't do damage. It's long, right? The cooldown's really low, but that's not what matters. It's the energy cost. Freezing versus Akali, right? If you're gonna get in the scenario where you freeze, probably, I say probably again, guys, because it's general info. It's not every game's the same. Probably it's good because she'll be forced to walk up, which she doesn't want to do. Akali never wants to walk up on a freeze because then she's forced to use W, she's forced to use E, and then she doesn't have it for 20 seconds. So how is she gonna walk up? She can't, right? And that's when you're supposed to use Wind Wall, right? You kind of trade it against her E, against her W. And skirmishes versus Akali early game again, probably since her, she's weaker early, guys. I know she's strong, but that's if she lands everything and you misplay your Wind Wall, and then she one shots you, obviously. if she misses her stuff, right? If you win well properly, you're on the stronger side earlier. You're really strong if you trade correctly. So even in the skirmishes before 6, it should be good for you if you get a good win. Again, it depends. This is all general info, guys. Again, maybe I missed a thing or two. Maybe you want to argue on some things I said here, but feel free to let me know with my beautiful drawing of Akali. Feel free to let me know in the comments. That's just stuff I wanted to say before. And with that being said, we'll just hop into some replays that I prepared for you guys. Okay, so I've gathered multiple VODs of Yasuo versus Akali matchup, pzzang, myself, Brohan, that we'll watch after this. Before doing that, though, I did want to see an Akali versus Yasuo matchup in lower elo, diamond. I mean, it's still high elo, but it's lower, right? And see kind of why Akali wins, right? What does Akali want? How does she win the matchup? And don't worry, we'll see how Yasuo wins the matchup later, multiple times.
Assassin with no master.
So let's just see in this game. I mean, this is a game, right, where we see Akali going electrocute. Again, she's really strong when she goes electrocute pretty much at all times. She has second wind. She'll heal up really. I mean, she should go second wind. For Yasuo, though, he has grasp. So again, right, I'm expecting him to know how to use grasp. If you go grasp, you're really strong if you look to trade with it, right? There's nothing worse than a Yasuo that wants to go grasp but plays like he has Lethal Temple, right? So you need to look for short trades. Already, guys, it's my first time watching this game. This is a typical mistake, right? If you know what Akali wants to do, right? If you go back a bit, right? Just look at Akali's movement and tell me how predictable it is. I mean, seems pretty obvious. She's getting close to you, right? Yasuo responds a bit too late. He just, doesn't know the range, right? Which is it's important to mention because, right, like I said, if she misses that Q, it's over for her. Like I said in general info, if she misses a Q level 1, then look what that opens up for Yasuo. E on that, then you E right on, then you're right on top of her, right? But whatever, that did start proccing Yasuo's grasp though. So we'll see if he uses anything with that, and then he just decides to just. This is what you should not do, right? This is what you should not do. But still, Yasuo can still go, right? His grasp did proc, right? He got hit by Akali, so his grasp, I mean, should pretty much be to full right now. And she has nothing, no energy, no nothing. So Yasuo should E in, auto her, E this minion, auto E her with like 3 stacks of E. That's he'll gain the trade back a little bit because Akali has nothing here again, right? She has nothing. Where is the thing? What? Right? This and maybe some of you will recognize yourself. Don't worry, we'll see better Yasuo gameplay after this game right here. But you need to E here. You have your grasp fully procced. Akali has nothing, which is it's a mistake, right? I don't even know if he started E actually. Okay, I don't even know if he started E. I was about to say he didn't even Q this whole time, but he does E. But what's the difference here is that he decides to E when Akali had she had a Q and he didn't have grasp, and he could only stack 1 E. So that's very different, very different. And also now, I mean, if he did it earlier, he would have gained back some control of the wave here, which he lost level 1 because he entered, right? But he would have gained back some control of the wave rather than here. I mean, obviously after he does that, he cannot do anything. Just waits here. We'll get nothing, right? No control of the wave. Akali gets to ward the raptors. He just gets to wait here until it crashed under his tower, right? Because he just doesn't know how to play the level 1, I guess. So at this point, I mean, if he should look for an EQ on the Akali, which he does find. Well played. That's fine. She did proc electrocute, but he got his EQ with grasp. That just look how strong a 4 stack of E with grasp is. Look how strong it is. It's so strong. What? So Yasuo gets a bit excited here after proccing his E on her. He Q on her and saw how much damage it did. So Akali just W'd, right? And we did talk about that in the beginning, right? When the wave is here and Akali is forced to walk up, it's really bad for her because she has to W. And the W is really long cooldown. Guess what? She already W'd, right? So Yasuo here should just look to keep his E stacks up. And if she makes the slightest like wrong movement and he's in range to E on her, she's done, right? Because you'll get EQ, you'll get the grasp, right? But Yasuo doesn't really find that. He forces it, right? Akali was really far away. He would have never found this E. He just gets his NATO and gets excited. No, your job here is to just last it with E, and if she makes one wrong move, you'll find an EQ on her that will do an insane amount of damage, and even autos because she doesn't have W, right? But Yasuo gets excited and just starts Eing everywhere, right? That's not that's what not to do. When you're slow pushing that, you're not pushing like that. What? Doesn't even fight anything. Look how he's just forcing it. You don't have to force it here. Akali will have to walk up eventually, or she'll just miss XP, right? But Yasuo just full forces it. What does that do? That pushes his wave too fast. And now he's vulnerable to a gank. Vulnerable to a gank. And I don't want to say, I mean, obviously it's hindsight, but obviously it's hindsight that Hecarim came. Is it hindsight? I mean, the guy ganked level 3 top, right? So you should know, right? What does he want to do? My jungler already cleared top. There's nothing for him to farm. Hecarim has a blue buff, and he just showed top lane. So he probably wants to cross and go to his camps, right? And I don't want to be that guy, but if he just slow pushed that like a normal player would, Hecarim would have probably just ignored it and went to his Raptors and red, and And that's an important thing as well, right? I do want to note that often, right? Obviously that gank sucks. It sucks. Was it expected? Maybe, but it sucks to get ganked, right? But I want to say, right, if he didn't force these E's prior to that, and he actually found one, because when you start Eing like that, Akali gets fearful, right, and she'll be scared. You won't find the EQ. But if you're just like messing with her, less hitting E's, walking back, eventually it will come here. I guarantee you, I would have found an EQ on her with autos. What does that do is here she'll be lower, and you might threaten the 1v2, right? You have your wave here. I mean, first of all, your wave would have been more stacked also if you slow pushed it. So it's all things about wave management here that this Yasuo doesn't really understand. Ends up having to flash also. And that sucks because look at his wave here. If he just slow pushed it, or if he actually found an EQ on the Akali instead of forcing it, he could have threatened the 1v2, right? Because there's no way Hecarim fights if Akali's 200 HP or like 300, let's say she potted, and then in the big minion wave. Let's see how it continues here, which, again, here we are in the spot where Akali thrives. And as I say that, okay, why does she thrive here? Because when she's here, she doesn't have to walk to the wave and use her E defensively and use her W defensively. She's already she's right next to her tower. So she's able to use it offensively. And Yasuo doesn't wind wall. So she wins that. He does get a Q afterwards though, which is good. So what's your job here as the Yasuo? Get out of this situation as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Right? He makes the wave crash, really good. Then you should look for a ward. Yasuo, you bought some things, you bought some you have some wards in your inventory, go place. You have no flash, be careful, right? Which he does. Okay, good wind wall, right? He didn't wind wall the initial E, but he did find a wind wall afterwards. Again, right, this is just, I mean, it could seem minor, right? It could seem minor, but it's not. I want to say, right, I guess he's scared, but like, this EQ is just bad. You should just E, walk away, get the Q individually. When you start like pushing like that, Akali could just threaten to keep the wave here, which I don't know if it will happen, but I mean, with that little HP, I don't know how you make it crash, which it was pushing to you as well. I'm pretty sure. If you take it slower. Right, that's before this EQ and before you just hit that, before you just get all excited again, right? That's the thing that's beautiful about Yasuo, guys. Like, you could be the best Yasuo if you have no wave management, you're nothing. Playing this champion requires wave management. Look, what does Yasuo do now? Nothing. What does Akali do? She waits for her W and then she'll fight. Gets this Q, perfect. Still pushing to him though, which is what he wants. Good job, Yasuo. Akali maybe was a bit too aggressive with the Qs on the minions as well. It's fine. But yeah, if I'm Yasuo here, I mean, again, right, it's just hard here at this point because I know that I'm low like that. When she gets her 6, she can probably one-shot me. You can always find something, but it's hard. At this point, the wave is here. Look, Kali's not that strong. Okay, he messes the wind wall. Again, guys, usually you want to, as I was saying, you want to wind wall reactively. You want to react to a spell with your wind wall. You don't want to. Oh, let's hope she uses Q here, right? Because then you just die. And what happened here? I mean, I respect the attempt. He tried to go for the EQ, so then she would have been knocked up. He would have autoed her E away. He would have been fine, right? But he misses the EQ, so then it's just a bit unfortunate. I'm not really gonna be mad at that. But why did he get that low in the first place? Because he just decided to wind wall to predict the spell instead of reacting to a spell, right? And I mean, against Akali's Q, you kind of have to predict. I'll be honest, you kind of have to predict, but do it when it makes sense for her to Q, right? Sometimes, I mean, he just wind wall when she would have never Q'd in the first place. Because Akali just waits a bit, right? She waits like 4 seconds or whatever, and then you don't have wind wall for 20 seconds, and she does whatever she wants, especially if the wave is on her side and you're forced to walk up. Really good. I want to emphasize on that. Often, I mean, I say often because that happens all the time. You E in, she gets scared, you walk back to minion to the safety. Amazing use of E here. Huh? Okay. I mean, I'm happy for Yasuo here. That was some good trading. They just both use their main spells, right? The W, they both use W, and then Akali walks away, but the wave's pushing to her, so she's honestly fine. Because the wave is pushing to her. So Yasuo will go ward here. He has 2 wards in it. Don't be that guy, guys. Don't be that guy who dies to ganks and has 2 wards in his inventory. Please don't be that guy. Actually, Yasuo hasn't warded this game, I think. Don't be that guy, guys. If you recognize yourself with this gameplay, don't be that guy. But yeah, again, why is Akali, in a good spot this game, right? Yasuo, not the best E-start. Yasuo, not the best wind walls, not the best wave management. Right? Akali's kind of able to do whatever she wants in this lane. Right? Okay. Really good. Makes her force her R. I don't know what that was by Akali. But I want to put emphasis on that, guys. Like, watching VODs is really one of the most important things you can do to improve. Not just on Yasuo, but just at the game, right? And this is why I want to do these matchup VODs. I mean, matchup guides, watching VODs, stuff like that. Because, it could be boring to watch a VOD on your own, but maybe if I'm here, maybe some of you guys, that entices you to watch VODs. Is that a word, entice? Probably. Hey, that makes you watch VODs. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, again, right, Akali, she's freezing here. The wave's on her side. Yeah, if I'm Yasuo here, I'm not happy, right? Because Akali can use her E aggressively, just like what I said. But still, the wave's gonna push back. It has to. This trade is not the best. At this point, I would be scared for Yasuo because Akali's job here is to just. Akali will never die. At least I don't think, unless you. If you get her in EQR range, EQ flash R. But it has to be now because yeah, she'll just level up. Okay, she's fine. But yeah, Akali here will just keep you in lane. That's her job, right? Let's speed forward a bit. She'll just keep you in lane until she has R and she can kill you. Really good here by Akali to just last hit. Really good because Yasuo is not able to get the cannon XP here or gold. So this is a really good example of slow pushing, which Yasuo earlier obviously did not know what slow pushing was. You could argue she could have slow pushed that wave also and look for the dive on her ult because now Yasuo's just farming this wave for free. Which he probably illegal. She does get her R just like I said. And she converts it to a kill. She misses kinda. Yeah, she wasn't in range to auto afterwards. Zax comes and bails her out. But still guys. Okay, oh Yasuo got this kill this time. Just so you know, right? The way he played it, okay, maybe he got rewarded with a kill. Right? It's just not good because even on this wave, right? If this Hecarim is not full clearing, could have threatened a dive, honestly. He could have threatened something. If Yasuo is this low on the tower. He does have flash though, but I'm just saying you don't want to be that guy. Who relies on his jungle to get saved and get bailed out of the game. Because obviously Akali was fine here. Actually, she was probably dead. Yasuo just EQ flashes here and kills her. For sure, actually. And still, jungle comes, bails her out, flashes. Yasuo gets to save flash. Good job. I'm trying to see, because at this point, after the first 10 minutes, I feel like laning phase is kind of over. Like, I don't really care about these TP plays. That's not what I'm here for. I'm really here for the mid lane matchup. But already, I mean, I've pointed out some typical mistakes that hopefully some of you guys recognize yourselves. Because this is the goal right here. At this point, Akali gets her Q. Like I said, at this point, it's like 70, 75 energy. And look how she can actually push now, right? But before that, her... that hurt me, this cannon. Oh. Oh. Oh! Oh! Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here, guys. Let's get to Haido gameplay. But yeah, I was saying, right? I was saying, Akali early prio. It's really hard for her to get prio, right? But later on, she'll actually be able to get it because her Q cooldown. I mean, her Q energy cost is way lower, way lower. She can actually spam it on the wave. But yeah, let's get out of here, guys, and hop into some probably what you guys are actually here for, some AidenYasuo gameplay. Okay, so I'm here with pzzang gameplay against Akali. My bad for last game. I actually had to get out of there after what I saw. I don't know what that was about, but hey, it's expected when you're watching AidenYasuo gameplay. But even the Akali, I don't know what that was. Hey, let me forget. I wish I could forget about that. To be honest. But yeah, we're here on a challenger game in Korea. So already we'll know that these games, by the way, I'll watch the full game. I see this one is 22 minutes. I'll go ahead and watch the whole game because it's good to know about the laning phase, right? But then you actually need to convert it and win the game, right? So side laning comes into play, team fighting comes into play, rotations, TPs if you're playing TP, everything like that comes into play, right? So this is why I have 4 VODs of me, pzzang, Brohan. I have them gathered. I have them to hopefully show you guys how to win games, and obviously my guide. That's all that's about, right? My it'll be in the description. My guide, my Yasuo guide. It's all about it. But yeah, he did go for grasp here. Again, I don't think I spoke on that, but D blade or D or what's the other item? D shield. Which one is better? Again, right? It's preference. Whatever you want to do, both are good. I will say both are good. But anytime I go grasp, I really like D shield because and second wind because I'm just able to just the second I have my grasp, I'm just eing in. I'm finding a Q. It just makes me able to just look for that grasp proc consistently and just not really being afraid because I know that as long as I proc grasp, it's probably a good trade because I have D shield, second wind backing me up, and I have the grasp once I proc it. First of all, it's a ton of damage, but it's a lot of healing as well. But yeah, but again, right? pzzang goes grasp with bone plating here and with uh D-Blade. So anything is good, really. He gets the ward here, which is a really good ward to get, guys. If you can get that ward, I mean, first of all, if you're like that gets the ward out of the way, and it just gives good info to your jungler. That's beautiful. Alright, guys. I mean, I'll comment a lot on this guy. This is an actual guide. I really want to let you guys know the secrets of Yasuo. This is Yasuo versus Akali matchup. This is the main goal, right? But already, this is beautiful about pzzang, right? Like I said in the general tips at the start of this vid. Akali probably wants to Q this 3 minions at the same time when they get low and kill them. pzzang knows that, so he goes in before, right? If Akali Qs him here, these minions, they don't die, right? They get to 1 HP and his minions kill it, and she misses. She gets 0 for 3 in the first 3 melee. That's not a good for her. So he knows that. Goes in, goes out. Just a quick trade. Trading is a thing. That's also an E stat. That's also an E stack, right? Actually, that's 2 E's, and then that's his grasp starts proccing, right? That's important because look at this Akali. He just goes. He doesn't care. He goes. Okay. So if you see already the difference between pzzang and the last AidenYasuo we saw, he actually knows what he's doing with the E start, right? He's trading here. Bone plating. Sometimes that's gonna happen. You won't get any value out of it. That just sucks. And by the way, I just want to say I'm getting these VODs of Yasuo Legends. It's just you guys probably know about this channel, but yeah. Mrs. Q, I want to see. Perfect. Amazing. Really good. So if you're going, just go over that play real quick, guys. Just like I said in the start, this is see why it matters. If Akali and it happened in the last game as well, but the AidenYasuo wasn't able to, gain an advantage of that. If we watch here, Akali misses Q. pzzang knows that, right? Akali doesn't have any energy to cast a Q right now. Instantly, E this, auto E. Although you can still do. She has no energy, right? How do you know if she has energy? You know, it's a bit more than half of her. So now she actually does have enough. But you know, he went away as soon as she had enough. That's beautiful. And that all happened because he spaced the Q. Amazing level 2 timer, right? Look at him jiggling away. Like if you can do that, just click back and forth, and Akali will think she can like Q you, and she'll miss it. But obviously in this case she didn't. But whatever, that can happen, and that can make her miss her Q. Gets his level 2, gets an auto E Q on her, and then she has to flash. And then you're probably wondering why didn't he flash after her? I couldn't tell you why he didn't. But taking the flash advantage is just good. But obviously, flash auto would have killed her. But he decided to not do it. He's threatening the dive here. Amazing Q as the tower dies. Bro, Akali would... That's what I'm talking about Akali would electrocute. That's the devil, bro. Look at the damage. Even if pzzzang played so perfectly so far. You know, you just let her get low one time. That's probably why he should have killed her. You just let her get low one time, and then she's just full HP again. When has she gained all of that? I mean, she popped her pot, I guess. But then she's just right back on top of you to one-shot you. But he has D-Blade here, so he's gonna hit the wave and probably threaten a dive here. He actually gets ganked, which sucks, but he's probably not gonna give this cannon. Yeah, it's a grave, so you can probably just greed for this cannon and just look at the map. Graves ends up being behind. Akali, see, did he have grass blocked here? Wow, that sucks, guys. I guarantee what happens here, right? He knows that this Akali is killable, and that Graves will probably loop around, but he doesn't want to give this cannon, okay? If you look at his grasp, as he eats the cannon, grass fades away. So Akali doesn't die. That's genuinely so sad. Because, that's genuinely so sad, right? Because it's really good, obviously, for him to trade 1-for-1 here. And honestly, Graves, he might as well even have executed, right? Akali didn't even get the assist. And Graves W'd him quite a long time ago. But yeah, that's just so sad. But whatever here. That happens. Really unlucky, though. But yeah, whatever, that happened. He TP's back, finds a play here. And I did say Yasuo's really strong in early skirmishes. Especially if you have let out tempo. But he has grasp here, but he's still really strong. He's able to move here because his wave is good, right? Really important, guys. Akali's moving here. She's not able to move. Look at her wave. What is she doing? This is really good for you. pzzzang knows as long as he's here and Akali's here as well, as long as he doesn't die, the play is good for him. Beautiful NATO. Amazing. And this is probably one of the instances where, yeah, Leta Tempo's better, right? But again, guys, you can't just know for sure, right? Obviously, in the lane, grasp is... It just all depends. But obviously, in this skirmish right here, that tempo would have been better. But you can't never think like that, like, because you'll always find 10,000 occasions where grasp was better and others where Leta tempo was better. Just about making the best use out of your rune that you're able to control. Obviously, he wasn't able to control the fight there, but what he was able to control was when he moved, and he moved when the wave was slow pushing towards him, and Akali was actually followed him, right? And look what he comes back to, and look what Akali missed. He was able to just base, wave was slow pushing towards him, beautiful. And Akali's, like I said, when she's forced to walk up like that, look at her. Nothing. Sorry, that's just really, 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 really good wave management and understanding of the Yasuo Akali matchup. This Akali completely useless, right? Completely out of the game at that point, I would say. After dying here, after missing the 2 waves she missed, and probably a 3rd wave here, due to pzzang's wave management. Stays here, agrees for the grass, for the demolish proc. Gets out, gets his base off. Really, really good. But like I said, right, if we look already the differences, like his E is so different. His E start, so mastered. Also his wave management. And at this point he's so strong. Look at his items and look at Akali's items. It's genuinely sad. It's sad. Yeah, we'll see how pzzzang uses his lead here. Because it's one thing to have a lead, but it's the other thing is how do you use your lead. Just to see if he free. No, okay, he's pushing here, right? So at this point here, right, knowing that Akali missed every, she missed a lot of XP, right, and you didn't. You know that you can just freeze that. You know, freeze it. You wait. You know, you'll freeze it. You'll get level 6 way earlier than her, and just deny her so much. Yes, right. That's one of his plays, which I would probably do. I would for sure look to trade. I mean, to freeze. She has no boots. I have tier 2 boots. I'll find EQs on her with grasp, and get her low enough. And yeah, I mean, he could for sure freeze here, but he decides to push his lead by pushing, which is also a thing you can do, right? But I'm also like, I'm a big freezing guy. But yeah, he decides to just push, right? What does that do? He has prio, right? He decides to use his lead to have mid prio, which is probably like the better play. In Korea, Korean challengers, I mean, I don't think they really freeze. I mean, they freeze really, like top lane. But mid lane, I mean, it's really more about having prio. Just in case, right? He's there for the rift. But I would have froze here. Obviously, anything is good. Just anything that you feel will give you a lead. Or give you a way to push your lead, which pzzang and Korean players are against. I mean, they're not against freezing, but they just prefer pushing most of the time and having prio. He has this Nado here. He'll stick around here. Actually find this Nado on the Akali. What is she doing? He knew that the Akali Shroud was gonna expire and she was still in there. What is she doing? So he just ease in and the Shroud will just disappear and he finds his Q. She stayed there for too long. And again, I did talk about that. Akali is so hard to... I mean, she's not hard to kill, but when she gets low like that, like, she'll just get her health back up, I promise. But, like, it's just so annoying. I don't know if she bases here, but if she doesn't, I mean... she actually says, look at her, bro. Look at this. Look at this rat champion getting back to full HP just like that. And he just hits the tower in his face. What happened? What happened? Moment of silence for all the times that happened to me, and maybe you guys. You never hit your Qs, but the one time you're just throwing it for fun behind you, she's here. Yo. The one time you're like, oh, let me just throw on Q right now. And it just hits her. So he dies here. Really unfortunate. Yo, the amount of times that happens, bro. The one Q, you're like, oh, let me just throw it for fun. Really sad. If we do like though, he respawns now. Okay, Akali's still pushing. 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 She probably starts her base now. You're already here. So honestly, pzzang will probably... And Zara gets to stop her base also. W Zara. So she'll go walk a bit, probably base now. So honestly, pzzang probably comes back ahead of that. Let's see, let's fast forward. Akali's still walking out, right? Look at it. He just gets 3 bases. That's how the pzzang's the goat, bro. He ints like... I mean, he doesn't int. Like, obviously he killed himself on purpose, right? I wouldn't say Akali killed him there. He just died. But he still comes out ahead, bro. That's the goat. Especially when you're playing Gus like that, you can see him fish for these Qs. I mean, you would still fish for these Qs when you're playing Net Tempo. But at Grasp, that's why I love Grasp. It's just so much more rewarding. You're probably just fine here. You have Flash. When you have Flash, that's a notable thing, right? You have Flash, guys. Wait, where's my cam? Yeah. Sorry if my cam wasn't really well placed. If you have Flash up, it just allows you to play so much more aggressively. It doesn't mean just int, right? But it just allows you to kind of play however you want if you have Flash, which is why he's like dashing in like that. This could be a challenger, so there's gonna be a lot of action mid. I'm not surprised. Actually, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Did he have Flash? He did have Flash, okay. I mean, that's just an ego death, I would say. I mean, it's an ego death, doesn't know. I mean, that's... First of all, that's just beautiful. This thing right here. QW, like... When you're in range to Q the Akali, she's also in range to Q you, right? Which is just so beautiful. They both Q each other at the same time, and then pzzang walks out, spaces. She's also spacing the Q, right? He's spacing the auto, but she's spacing the Q. And then he just makes the mistake of wind walling. We don't see it in the spectator bug, but he makes the mistake of wind walling predictably. He didn't react to anything, but in his defense, it did make sense for Akali to Q here. Which sometimes, I mean, honestly, about Akali's Q, like I said, like, it's kind of a prediction, but you kind of want to win wall when it makes sense for it to queue. And then again, that's fatal, right? Look at him, right? He knows that he's not in the best spot because if he just walks away, his wave will slow push, and for 25 seconds he won't be able to walk up, right? Or he'll just die. So he fishes for this Q, hoping to get his NATO, which Akali dodges. So then he's not able to get his NATO, which he would have had here. Interrupt her, right? He would have legit interrupt her. Doesn't happen, so he would have had to flash, but he didn't, which is unfortunate. Okay, finds a TP play after respawning. That's just so beautiful, guys. Hopefully you're seeing what happens in the minds of AidenYasuo players, and you're like, wow. I guarantee you, like, if he gets the NATO, it's a different story. He can probably outplay the Akali and cancel her ult, get his ult off. But yeah, just finds a nice TP play. As his Kai'Sa is dead, so now his play is to stay bot, right? This macro right here, kind of mid game macro. I mean, he's bot, so his bot lane is gonna run mid, cover the mid, right? At that point, I would say the lane's kind of over. I mean, obviously it didn't end how we wanted, right? He kind of got solo killed after being up 30 CS, and he's not able to kill the tower, but his team will for sure kill it on his own. Yeah, I do get this question often, like, oh, when do I go bot? Guys, it just happens naturally. Like, this game, it happened naturally, right? You were in base, your team died, you happened to find a nice TP play, now you're just bot, and your team's mid. And it just happens naturally. You don't force the swap. This game, it happened at 10 minutes. Sometimes it happens at 15 minutes. Sometimes it happens because your team just stomps bot, and then they come mid, and then they send you bot, right? It's different. Every game's different. But yeah, this Singe is obviously really weak, so pzzang is just having full prio here. Oh. But pzzang's getting unlucky this game. Look at this. If his R is 1 second like lower, he just EQRs here, and he's dead. pzzang's getting unlucky this game, I'll be honest. He still finds the kill though, but he does die for it. Almost, bro. Yo, pzzang always surprises me, bro. Always, always, always. And again, guys, I just picked 4 games at random. I literally wrote Yasuo versus Akali on YouTube and picked 4 games. 2 of pzzang, 1 of me, 1 of Rohan. To just kind of get a big picture of everything that could happen in the game. But yeah, again, here, I mean, right, I'm pressing space. Does he want to go mid? No. You're bot. You stay to your position. He's kind of like debating where to go. This is good to run too. Like, you run middle, but he sees that Kai'Sa will respond. She's running mid. Sin shows bot, so you need someone to respond to the wave that will crash. So he goes there. Again, mid game macro here. And at this point, right, I don't know. Yeah, he's laying against Singe. Akali's staying mid, so he just has complete prio in the matchup. That he's gonna use. He's gonna use his prio, like we can see. He's just pushing and then instantly moving out. Moving in Fog of War. He has oracles as well to like use it as he's roaming. I do like oracles. I really like Farsight. Usually I always go Farsight because it helps me side lane. But yeah, he gets the prio play in the side lane here. And he really wants that kill. So yeah, I guess he just EQ flashes. I mean flash EQs. And then here you do get this wave because Kai'Sa's dead. That surprised me. I'm just laid back. I'm like, okay, this play's over. Gets a max range NATO on the Graves. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And again, like, we haven't seen this Akali really anymore, but we'll see. I hope we see her again at this point. But again, right, the laning phase, I always say, guys, like, the laning phase is really like the first 10 minutes of the game. At that point, you should have a lead already, right? If you're playing Yasuo, which pzzang did have this game, even if some unfortunate scenarios happened, I would say. Probably gets this wave in bases, I'm guessing, right? As his team is also basing. Right? That's the thing, right? You always want to be on the same page of your team, right? Like, they're basing, go in base 2, be on the same tempo, right? pzzang wants to farm her camps, just base, come back on the map, right? You always want to be like, when you're side laning like that, guys, you're always watching, like, that's what you're supposed to watch. Am I weak-sided? Am I strong-sided? Where's my team? Where's the enemy team? Do I have prior in the side lane? Do I not? Right? In this case, I mean, he's just getting a free side lane because he's playing against Singed, so. I guess Singed ADC, I mean, that is diabolical, I'll be honest. Singed ADC is diabolical. Okay, there is Akali. We finally see her. So she does have her Storm Surge. So again, Akali, you can never really disrespect her because she just one-shots you. I'll be honest. Until, like, I guess when you get Stride and, like, Shieldbow, like, you feel safer. But, goddamn, like, she one-shots you, bro. We do see her move mid, though. But pzzang has TP, so he's not worried, right? Not even chasing that. He just got the Krog. He's playing for himself at that point. If you watch my guide, you know that I really like that. Just does his thing. Obviously, he's keeping an eye on what's happening mid. He does have TP, but look at what he's getting here. And this is sure, right? This is the sure play. Right? 10 times out of 10, if he stays bot here, he gets the Krugs, he gets this next wave, and he gets the tower. If he followed the Akali, who knows what would have happened, right? It's uncertain, but if he stayed here, we all know what would have happened. Ends up greeting on the Jax TP, but he's only out if he gets the Raptor Dash, I guess. And it's pzzang, so he does. As the Singe W, so he almost couldn't get that. Let's fast forward a bit. So far, really, really nice mid-game play. Again, right? Where is he gonna run here? Right? Does he want, like, there's already someone bot. Mid lane, there's already someone mid. Let me run top. I have TP. Look at where the wave is, right? The wave is pretty much to the tower. Right? It will take you a minute to get there. You never want to get there. So he's running mid, but I guarantee you, if someone shows stop here and pushes the wave, then someone will need to collect it here. You can go collect it, and you have TP, right? But if not, I mean, okay, he actually TPs here. He TPs as Akali showed. So why did he TP here? Because Jack showed and his team was fighting the Graves. I see, and yeah. I would say maybe a Grief TP because Renekton's here, but I mean, I'll be honest, their team comp, oh my god, like Jax, Graves, Akali, Singed, Puppy, 4 melees versus Zyra. So I'm guessing pzzang just wants to yeah, they just want to siege. How do they stop the Zyra poke? They can just full engage, but when you're playing an engage comp like that, and the second you engage, you die, you just lose. If you're playing an engage comp and you cannot engage, what can you do? So I guess, yeah, they just played for that. Really good. God knows what this Grave's doing. Yeah, I mean, their team comes diabolical, holy. Probably get this tower and then base. Again, guys, you want to be on the same tempo as your team, right? You don't want to overstay, right? So here, again, right, if we look at the minimap, there's no camps down. I mean, no camps up. But if there were camps up, you probably take them, right? When you're winning like that and you're able to take the enemy jungle's camp, you take them because then he becomes homeless and he becomes 87 CS to 140. Homeless. That's how you keep your lead. That's how you farm more. That's how the enemy jungle farms less. But yeah, at that point, they're probably just gonna sprint mid together again and just group, no? I didn't comment on that. I think Kraken Shredbreaker into Shieldbow. It's solid. I mean, this vid is 2 months old. But again, guys, I don't really look at builds like that. I always say just, get a solid build, do it every game. And focus on how you play your champion. At this point, he doesn't have TP, but there's no way he's giving this Jax the tower. Plus, his team probably wins 4v4. I mean, they for sure do. So, I mean, I guess Jax gets this tower, does he? Yeah, he does. But he'll die for it. Maybe fast forward because he'll for sure just keep pushing here. That's his only play, as his team is also winning topside. So you just push here. If you find jungle camps, you take it. If there's a tower to even claim, you take it, obviously, but there's nothing here. So he'll just move up, try to find something. Raptor camps. I mean, his team is fighting, so he probably doesn't want to get. He feels that's a really hard dash, to be fair. But yeah, groups with his team at this point because there was nothing to get but except for an inhibitor. So he just roam here. Let's see. Beautiful. I want to comment on that real quick. Yeah, it looks like the play's over. Let me comment on that. Like, he's level 13, 2 items on the map. 2 items and a half with boost, to be honest. 3 up, like up 3 levels. Does he want to EQ, you think? Probably. Well, a lot of you guys have EQ'd here. Probably. But for some reason he's scared, right? And I always say with Yasuo, right? The second you start forcing plays, just like in the last VOD that we watched, the Yasuo forcing plays, that's when it becomes bad, right? So here you just, yeah. He's fine, no? Beautiful. Right, he didn't force anything, really. The enemy is just forced on him, and then more often than not, right? You don't want to be that guy forcing a play and then being in the middle of everyone and then being like 1v4. Which would have happened here if he just went EQ'd on the Graves. But he let them force the play on him. Turns out he had flash. Flashed defensively, and his team was there. Beautiful. But when you start forcing plays at Yasuo, that's when you start dying, I feel like. I mean, trust me, I do coach a lot of Yasuo players. And that's a big mistake. Like, forcing a play, even when you're fed like that, you're still Yasuo. Right? One wrong foot, you're dead. Right? But yeah, we did talk about that here. He's really strong. Make sure you take the enemy jungle scamps. If you can, obviously, don't read your tempo for it. But yeah, he does farm that. Does he take the Grump? I'm guessing he gets scared. He doesn't want to overgreed. That's another mistake, guys. Overgreeding. pzzang doesn't overgreed here. Poppy still comes. And she's the one forcing, right? He doesn't want to push his luck here. Just wants to get his base self-respect. Let his team handle the work. He does have TP anyways, though. So if his team wants to posture for Baron, he just TPs. Which he does. Pushes that wave in. I'll just fast forward at that point. Looks like the game is almost over. Yeah, a lot of sieging in this game because the enemy team pzzang's team is just so ahead. So they're just cheesing on a full engaged team. What the hell just happened? They're just cheesing on the full engaged team and the enemy team can't do anything. Rather than engage, and the second they engage they die. They have no wave clear, no nothing. Blame the Singe pick, to be honest, but I did see some Singe 1v9 games. I mean, some Singe ADC 1v1 games and 1v9 games in Challenger. But I guess in Korea they don't. They're just gonna get the Nash and then it's gonna be even worse. I mean, the enemy team has no wave clear. Let me fast forward here. I want to say, guys, also if you like these replays that I'm doing, I mean, I'm gonna do a lot. I mean, today that's already last. Yeah, so I'm doing 5 today. If you like these replays, I mean, or just this video, make sure you like the video. But also for the replays, I'll have my Patreon in the description. So if you find something you like, I mean, I do a lot of these replays right here on my Patreon. And I also have coaching VODs. I have a lot. So if you're interested, make sure you check it out. Finds the Akali here. I mean, this game's a slaughter. Look at Akali's damage though, but again, like he does find her. Yeah, he just predicted where she was. I was trying to see how did he know where she was, but it was a prediction. But yeah, that's what I mean. DFF is coming for sure. Let's see if he outplays that. Oh, Jack's TP. We don't see TP on the spectator bug, but okay. Guessing his team ends here. Okay, so that was it for the first VOD. I mean, pzzang VOD. I mean, you know, really, really, really good late game, right? That's the thing. Really good early game too, even if he got unlucky, right? The bigger picture at the end, he's up 100 CS. He did die 5 times this game, which, you know, it's not that much. I mean, you should always die around 4 to 5 deaths. I mean, 6 deaths. I mean, you shouldn't die too much on Yasuo, obviously. His deaths were really unlucky, but obviously he didn't miss that much when he died. But yeah, if we look at this game, I mean, what happened? I mean, his E-start was really good. His deaths were kind of unfortunate. He did die in the matchup, though. Like I said, Akali, you cannot mess with that matchup because the second you make a mistake, She's here to one-shot you. Like, I'm not even playing. But he did play really well. Understands the basic of the matchup, and then, I'll say the late game was pretty easy because the late game was pretty easy. His ADC's 19 kills. The enemy team is full weak. But yeah, that was the first game, and we'll hop in the second game. Okay, so for the second game, we look at a game of myself. This is, like we can see, I mean, it's NA, so you never get full challenger game, but it's a challenger master GM game. It's kind of a bit of everything. Akali Yasuo matchup. But yeah, we'll go over my way of, it's always good. I mean, I went over pzang, but now let's go over what I like to do in the Akali matchup. So already, I'm debating between D blade, D shield. Like I said, anything is good. Unfortunately, we won't have my minimap because I'm hiding my minimap when I'm streaming. So yeah, but unlucky. Already, I think I would recommend, if you could see, Shield Bash is something that's really good on Yasuo. I think against Akali, I think against Silas. I think against champions like that who kind of when they're trading against you, you kind of want to fight, right? You want to fight when they're trading usually. So like, let's say, right, Akali doesn't really have a way to take your shield out. So when she's taking your shield out, you're pretty much looking to trade. So you get to use a Shield Bash with that. Kind of same with Silas, unless you like get hit by his Q, I guess. But yeah, that's just besides the point. I want Cell Bash just because I think it's good in the Akali matchup. But obviously, is Demolish bad? No. But yeah, if we go, I mean, by the way, if you're wondering what's on the screen right here, it's just back from when I had 4 challenger accounts at the same time. I just put it on my screen to flex. You feel what I'm saying? Uh, but yeah, that's just that. Just my 4 challenger accounts. It's already level 1. Some stuff happens. I kind of force. Not yeah, I mean I started Q here. It's not like I'm usually I start E in the kind of matchup I want to say. But here I start Q just because it was obviously really good. To trade. It does also mean though that Akali kind of has the push here. Right, she got to the wave before me. I end up getting hit by a Q here, which is like whatever. She didn't go for D shield and second win, so I'm guessing she'll be so hard to kill. Yeah, it's actually kind of got prior of that, but my top laner is for sure got a lead of that. This Renekton was here, right? Obviously, that was good for my top laner. But yeah, at this point, she's gonna get level 2 here. I find quite a quick trade like that. She does trade back also, but I also trade back. Get my last grass block here, back off. I'm pretty sure if I can look to EN. I wonder if I do. Yeah. Okay, this is exactly what we talked about. Graves ends up showing, so I panic. But if we look at Akali's energy, she has nothing, right? She needs 110 for her Q, right? Her level 1 Q. So I just noticed that and I go in and I guarantee you I would have looked for an EQ on her, but Graves shows and I get scared. Just E away. But it doesn't mean I cannot do it. I do find it with my EQ, auto EQ. Perfect. That was really good by me. She's forced to use her pot. I also use mine, but I'm happy. Fish for nados with grasp. She has to E. Amazing. Look how I'll get a use of my grasp, guys. Again, she's walking up here. I don't know really why. Wow, this is a really similar game of the pzang one, the first game that I reviewed. It's really good, and also if I want to just show my shield bash damage, it's insane. But yeah, she walks up here. I could have flash autoed, just like pzang. Just like pzang, I could have flash autoed. So these things happen often, and I don't remember this game really, but I'm guessing she'll be hard to kill. No way. No way. Okay, to be honest, it's kind of the same game. Hey, I mean, if we looked at last game and this game, if you get in the position to flash kill her, hey, just do it because then she'll just be hard to kill. So just do it. Don't regret it. But yeah, to be fair, I mean, again, kind of unlucky, kind of like pzang's game from earlier. My goal here is to flash QE because the flash QE will kill, right? But as I flash QE, she E's it, so now I cannot E her. So maybe I should have flash EQ'd. But so that would have prevented that situation right here from her Eing my E. But then I get my shield. I'm tilted just from watching that because I could have just. I mean, I had to dash away to get my shield, but then whatever. That just sucks. That just sucks. But okay, I punched my desk here. I was tilted. I must have been really tilted. But regardless, it's kind of like pzang, right? I'm playing well, but I end up dying unluckily. Whatever. I'm playing well. All that matters is I'm playing well. And look at my shield bash damage. Amazing. Amazing with nothing. If you can use it like I do. With the grasp also. But yeah, regardless here, we'll just focus ITP back. here, the wave is freezing. I'm really like conscious about that and waiting for it to, let it push to me. Look for a grass proc here. Like I said, guys, you're playing grass. Be really greedy with your grass procs. Yeah, I'm getting grass procs if my life depends on it. Grass proc here. I got what I wanted. E back out. She has no potion, which I notice here for sure. I also have no potions though, so I need to think that my trades must be really good, right? But yeah, just note how I perma look for my grass proc. Okay. Wow. She ends up doing the worst W ever, and I for sure noticed that, yeah? And I just trade. Dodge her Qs like that. Perfect in and out. Perfect. Perfect in and out. And then again, she just walks in again, find my E. She's really lucky. Bro, Kali's so hard to kill, I swear. But regardless, I mean, when you're not killing her, at least you want to be out farming her. And in this case, I'm up 15 CS, so I'm happy. Graves shows again. Wow. Oh no. I wind wall bad. I think I remember what happens. I don't want to spoil it, but I think I die. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. If you can notice, I mean, in my defense, I mean, again, right? Just like the same game from earlier, I wind walled nothing. I wind walled react predictably. I honestly, I didn't even predict anything. I just panicked my wind wall. But yeah, to be honest, I'm not often in this receiving. I mean, in the back end of the Graves queue. Usually, I'm here, right? I'm not behind him, so I guess I wasn't expecting it to hit me. So I guess he just kills me. I was fishing for my grass proc, like I said, but yeah, I got hit by the back end of the queue, so I end up dying. It's regardless though. Regardless, like I know here in this case I'm in a really good spot. I'm up 14 CS. My wave, like you saw, my wave was in a good spot. I get my grease boots rush, which is an insane spike. And I come back here and look my wave. I find it here. I'm really happy. Instantly, I'm trying to force her shroud off. I do, and then play behind my wind wall, dodge her E, like I mentioned, right? I like to do that. I like to dodge her E, and here she has no E, no wind wall. I mean, no shroud, so I for sure capitalize on that. And with my grasp, can probably keep trading here. Maybe not, but yeah, that's the thing, right? Grasp, look how I use it, right? It's really good, but in this one instance right here, would let out tempo have been better? Probably, but I wouldn't trade it for what I did this game with grasp and shield bash. I should probably pop pot here since I'm getting kind of low. But yeah, look at Akali, like how hard she used to kill, right? Now she's back to full HP. She has her E, she has her W. It's very annoying, right? I'll probably just get a free base here, I would guess, yeah. So if you notice, right, I don't see the minimap, but there's nothing for me to do on the map. I crashed these two waves. There's nothing for me to do. Kind of get like a cheater recall. It's not like a typical cheater recall, but it is a cheater recall. I just base and I lose nothing and I come back on the map. And if I'm lucky, I get the freeze, which I don't know if I do, but yeah, I actually do. So I'll come back here. Look, I missed nothing. That's a cheater recall, right? And I'll come back here and I can just threaten to keep the freeze. Not only keep the freeze, but also cancel her base, right? I don't necessarily want her to base. But again, if she bases here, I can just threaten to make her miss the whole wave. Which I'm just looking for her. I don't find her. But again, she wants to base here. She'll miss most of this wave. There's 3 casters that I kept alive. That will push extremely fast. In these types of situations, just being missing, that's what I like to do. If you watch my guide, you know what I do. She misses counter next beat to win. She does. Well, yeah. So she just decided to base like that. Obviously, it was really bad for her. How did that happen? Cheater recall. How did that happen? Uh, Wave management, you could say. Again, right? Here, good wind wall, right? It made sense for her to wind wall. I mean, to Q. So I wind walled. Sidestep that Q. R because I'm really happy about forcing her R, and walk out. All fundamentals right here. Sidestep for Q, what does that mean? Especially early game. And then sidestep E. Right? Let me pause and just go over that real quick, right? I mean, I can keep going. I'm guessing I'll just keep the freeze here because she has nothing now, right? So, let me pause because I do need to talk on a lot. So, I go in, I dodge her Q, right? Look, very right. The wave, this is all about what I said earlier in the vid and the general tips. So, the wave is here. When the wave is here, is Akali in a good spot? No. Wind wall here to predict her Q. She does Q. Okay, and then I space her Q, go back in, and then I'm really happy because I know that I'm really happy to force R. My R is 50 seconds less than her, and then all that while keeping the freeze. So then Akali won't be able to play, and I dodge that E. Like I said, I do like dodging the E and wind walling Qs, I think. In most situations. And then I keep the freeze, and then what will Akali do now? She has no ult, she has no nothing. I like to freeze here. I do. And again, she walks up here and she just dies, so I mean, I'm just freezing her. Getting some vision. Obviously, my jungler, I don't know why he's invading, but he is. But I'm just doing my thing here. Obviously, I'm looking at the minimap here, and if it's good to roam, I'll roam, which I will here because I won't miss anything because my wave is in a good spot. Akali's the one missing everything here. So this is just a free move for me, kind of in the pzzzang game. Pzzzang also had a situation like that in the first game, where he moved because it's good for him, and Akali just moved because she couldn't do anything mid. And I do, and again, I'm not missing anything, right? This guy steals my cannon, I know I'm tilted from that. But yeah, good play because Akali, why is it a good play? Because I'm not scared of an Akali roaming when she has no ult. Right? I'm not scared of that. And then also my wave was in a good spot, and then we see this see, that's why I say, like, every time, even if you do something good, you'll have your jungler or someone complaining. What is this Eco even typing right now? What is he even typing? Wind wall for the cannon? Yeah. Enemy top and mid are just defending, and we refuse to help. Okay. So that's when I never mute people, but that's when you just mute this guy. And then I press tab, mid and top are in the same situation. We're both up 30 CS and a level. And this jungle still types when he has two winning mid and top. That's just sad. But yeah, I walk back here because I don't have to TP because I don't miss anything. So I'll just walk, keep my TP. Pretty good. And at this spot, when I have Vamp Scepter like that into Akali, I do like that because I'll just constantly look to trade on her if I'm able to. Because I'll just heal back up with Vamp Scepter as long as I have something to hit. This is what I usually did. I mean, Bork. I'm over Bork than Kraken. I never really do Kraken. I always just do Bork. It's just a preference type of thing for me. The healing, everything. I mean, I just like. This is what I was talking about. If you were wondering, right? When you EQW like that fast, you kind of throw your W your W mid air, and that helps in the airy matchup when she kind of wants to charm you as you jump on her. She kind of wants to Akali kind of wants to Q you as you jump on her. So EQW and mid air, right? It just blocks her Q. So yeah, at this point, I'm having prio. Akali, I'm up 30 CS. At this point, is how do I push my lead? I have prio. I find a play that looks pretty good. Regardless, even if I don't find anything, right? I see the wave here, which I gladly will take, and then my virus would just run mid to catch the wave, right? Let's see. I don't have flash. It could look weird. Yeah, I'm gonna force the Akali TP, and then I'll just be back mid first. I think what I should do here, because we do know the wave's connected. Yeah, so I just forced the Akali TP or whoever it was, just take the win. Wind wall like that, when it makes sense for her to Q. Walk back, and that. I'm not afraid here. I'm not afraid. Why am I not afraid? Because, I mean, my team was coming, first of all, but also because I'm level 9. This guy's level 8. I'm full HP. My team was coming. Akali's useless there. 9 times out of 10. And then, yeah, I just find that. Right? And then I even find that. So, again, guys, that's just about knowing your limits. It's about knowing your limits on the champion. I'm fighting there because I'm not scared of the Akali. Akali is useless, so it's pretty much a 1v1 between me and Graves, and I'm not scared of the Graves either, especially when my team is coming in the back. So yeah, I killed them. What do you want to do when you kill the enemies? You want to push the waves that is in front of you. Maybe I greed here for a plate, and then you just base, you spend your gold as fast as possible, get back on the map, which is what I will do unless I find this TP here. Oh, that's clutch if I save him. I don't. But I still find this TP here. I gotta be careful here against Tarek. Tarek always catches you by surprise. He has Tabbies and Warden's mails, if you're wondering why it's hard to kill him. But yeah, I do find this TP out. You can see, like, it's great that I'm able to see my my camera movement, right? Unlike the pzzzang game. So I get this plate, and then I'm channeling my base. I'm not really channeling my base, yeah. But I see this, right? Obviously I wanted to base, but I see this play bot, and I have TP, and I just go. So using TP, requires a lot of You know, you need to know what's going on the map, and you need to look at your map. So again, now the plan switch, right? Again, same scenario as before, kind of. I killed people, and then, you know, what do you want to do? You want to push the waves and base as soon as possible. At this point, you know, these 2 waves, I'll take them, and I'll base. Have 3k gold. Oh, actually, Aiden greed. It's a greed moment. This plate is 1 HP. It's a greed moment here. But I get my base off. Because the plate was 1 HP. It's good. Get Bork. Let's see, I for sure go into... Yep. I go to Bork Stride. Then I run bot. Again, guys, I don't see the minimap, but... It kind of happened again naturally, right? Where Varys died, I TP'd bot, took over bot, he's mid. The swap happened, right? You don't force the swap, it just happens naturally. So now I'm gonna be bot, I'm guessing. And we'll see how I get to silent here. I don't take the Krugs here because I'll miss these CS right here if I take the Krugs. You take the Krugs when you don't miss CS along the way. You don't want to miss CS for taking jungle camps. So at this point I'm silencing. As I was saying, I mean, I guess I'm gonna be 1v2. I could be. Yeah, I see Tarek. And I don't have vision, right? But I have my team hovering me here, so I'm fine. And again, here, I don't think I'm looking to fight especially. I'm really ahead. But again, if you have grasp, hey, I'm greeting for that grasp proc. I do get it. I'm happy. Maybe a second one. Really happy. Yeah, you have grasp. You need to greet for grasp procs. That's how it works. And then again, I think here it makes sense for me to go Krugs. Do I do? Let's see. I don't do Krugs. I'm kind of okay. I'm going to get the red buff. Right? That's a use of my time, right? There was no minions for me to get anymore. And then can I get the Krugs? No, because my minions are here. So I get back here, and then my next turn, I'll go take the Krugs probably. Okay, I'm not scared here. Holy, I mean, why am I not scared? Again, right? That just comes from knowing Yasuo's limits. But look at my level 11. They're level 9. Not scared at all. And I'm just typing. I can 1v2 them. So my Renata can use her presence on the map better. Just pure threatening them here. And the game is close. It's 11-11. This game will be a close one, which is really nice. Grass proc acquired. Look, I'm using my pressure here. And the second that's the thing, guys. When you're side-laning like that, I mean, it's not really siding at that point. I'm just laning, but you really want to know where your team is and where the enemy team is, how strong you are. Because the second I die here, my pressure is completely over, right? I'm able to use this pressure right here because I'm not dying. But the second I die, it's over. Especially in close games like that where I'm kind of the carry. And this guy TPs again. Am I scared of him? He doesn't even have 1 item. No. So luckily for me, this Akali is really far behind, and I'm up a level on her. At this point, she'll probably never kill me. I'm gonna have a pretty easy game actually against Graves and Akali. Akali from behind, Graves, you know, Yasuo kind of counters Graves. Again, go back bot at that point, right? My team is already mid. I don't want to share resources, gold, unless it leads to something. You want to get it on your own, and then base when I have Shybreaker, which is now. Actually, this wave is right in front of you, so it makes sense for you to get it, especially if this Akali's here. Grass procs, get her as low as possible, right? When I'm able to trade here, again, that's a really important concept. I'm able to trade here because my team is hovering. So while my team is hovering and I'm able to trade, taking as much as Akali's health as possible, so that for when my team is not here, it's gonna be good. So then, you know, I can threaten to 1v2 because they're low. Or I can just threaten to dive if my team is just here. And then yeah, just kill the tower here. This Akali dies. You only didn't really have to TP. So yeah, just threaten the dive, kill her, boom. That's because I was trading. Akali gave me the opportunity to trade, and it didn't mean any risk for me. And then she stayed, so we also dove her. And since Yone TP'd here, we can actually keep playing here and probably threaten the second tower here. Now, are there jungle camps? That's what I'm going to look at before I base. But since this wave is here, you know, always want to take the waves. You don't want to leave waves when you're able to take them. That's where the money is. We got everything there was to get. There's no jungle camps. The wave is gone. The tower, we got it. We wanted it. Base instantly. Get back on the map. I'm actually going to TP top here because Yone doesn't have TP. There's a wave to collect top that we would miss if I wouldn't TP. So that's why I TP. And I'm going to keep siding top now. So again, I'm looking at how strong am I? Who am I siding against? Where's my team? Where's the enemy team? And my strong side and my weak side. And warding. Warding is important. You want to look at your map. That's pretty much it. When you're siding, you're looking at your map. So here, probably I need to drop wards. Nice, I do. If I can get that nice ward here also. That's just going to make it so in the side lane, I'm extremely safe. And I can do whatever I want. Because I'm so fed, you know, obviously I want to play the game. But I'm only able to play the game if I'm warding. And this guy doesn't have any ease, so... So yeah, he just dies. He just eats... Oh! No! That's an AidenYasuo moment, bro. Everything perfect, but the guy happens to live on 1 HP and then I miss my NATO. I mean, I'm not really surprised about missing my NATO. But again, right, if we go to fundamentals, I killed the guy. What is there to get? Where's my team? I'm getting these crowds, they respond, and I'm guessing no one is here to respond, so... While my minions come, I'm getting the Krugs, right? It's all about getting the best use out of your time. And since there's no one here, yeah, my team's fighting, I'm just getting here. And you can see it's a close game, 16 to 15. But I'm here, 6 to 3, 11 CS a minute. Obviously getting really, 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 really strong. But these types of game, the second you die, it gets it gets hard. Go for shield bow here, yep. Could probably sell D shield, I mean D blade and get shield bow, could I? Maybe, nah, I think it was 825, so I couldn't, but yeah, whatever. We can see that my shield bash damage is also 719, but obviously I did hit towers a lot this game, so my demolish would be really high. But shield bash is not to be like it's really good. You can't disrespect shield bash. So at this point again, I'm not going top because I already got the 2 towers top. But is this bot tower claimed? I don't think it is. I go over the ping because I'm reading my Twitch chat probably. So yeah, now I'm playing for this tower, which is actually the tower is not here. So I'm just completely waffling. But yeah, I'm guessing my Yone was top then. So I just, naturally you go where your team isn't. I hit my nados on the shroud because you kind of need to predict where she is, and then she's doomed. I mean, at this point I'm really fed again, and I'm not scared here. And Akali that's that behind, I'm not scared of her, and they're actually gonna all ambush me. Really, really. They all came flash, no counterplay, right? But hopefully my team can get something on the map. When that happens like that, I mean, I think they really forced it. Obviously, I don't think I overdid something. I just killed the Akali, tried to get back on the wave as soon as possible, and they were there, whatever. I'm gonna respawn here. Just click mid, right? Click to where the action is. There's nothing to get side lane. The 2 towers are gone. I'm just gonna click with my team, and when you're that strong like that and you're the whole team, it's 18 to 16, but I'm the whole team. My team needs me. So I'm just gonna group with them. I'm 3 items at 20 minutes. This game is on me. I find this max range near on the graves. That's clutch. You need clutch moments like that when you're carrying games. And that's a kind of a different. The early game was really similar to pzzang's games, but now this is just a really stressful game where anything I do matters. I'm not scared here, I think. I don't think I'm scared, yeah. Maybe I chose the wrong target. Yeah, I should have gone on the graves. Still really good though, holy, wow. I impressed myself there. I'm still looking to play because, yeah, I mean, my Yone looks to play, but again, I'm not forcing it. If the play happened to get there, I would have went for it, but I'm not forcing it. Because I'm really low there, right? Again, not forcing anything. I'm playing with fire, right? But there's a difference between, like, kind of testing the grounds and seeing what they do. Which we saw pzzang do it in the early game too on the river, right? You're testing the grounds. You're not forcing really, and if they want to do something, then you're ready. Obviously, that takes a lot of games on your champion to know. At this point, I mean, I'm looking at what I want to build. Probably just go heal cut. It's always good. They're stacking a lot of armor, so I'll just go Lord Doms at that point. IE is getting buffed though, so maybe you'll see a more IE now. Because IE is way cheaper now. I mean, it's 150 gold cheaper, but it used to be really expensive, obviously. To where you kind of just avoided it. But yeah, again, right, I'm grouping up with my team because, you know, I'm all the team. And I find this ult, this really clutch ult. And again, are there jungle camps? Nope, we don't see them. Okay, it's alright. Right, after you make a winning play like that, you take the towers, you take the jungle camps, right? I'm back on the wave here. Just pushing it, right? We spot the graves. This graves is illegal. Kind of dropped the top wave, but it is what it is. Yeah, I spotted this graves, and I mean, I would be a fool if I let him do what he wants to do here. So I just go chase him. Strybaker and Borg just makes such a nice slow. Graves end up making a probably game costing mistake. If I can find another kill here, Airblade. Yeah, this guy just gets one shot, and then we just play for Nash. That's what we need, like that. Catch the Graves. His team tries to save him. Get the Nash. Amazing. Then probably go top, get the wave, base, right? Again, you want to kind of base at the same time of your team, right? So I'm probably gonna base after this wave right here. I hope. There's nothing for me to gain anyways. Yeah, I do. Nice. And then I sell my item. That's probably where you're gonna see me buy a pink, yeah? Yeah. I don't really buy pinks really like that, just because I mean most of the time I wouldn't really say don't buy pinks, but I buy them when, you know, it makes sense for me to buy them. Obviously here there wasn't anything left for me to buy, so I bought one, but I would say be careful with your pinks, because especially when you're low elo, you see guys that tell you to buy pinks and then you just end up spending all your money on pinks. That's not how it works. So again, here I'm just grouped up with my team, right? I understand that I'm the whole team pretty much, so I find a nado on the graves actually with the wall dash on the raptors. Forces flash, really good. Oh, yeah, again, guys, I don't think I said it. I mean, I said it at the start, but again, guys, if you have any question, something I didn't say, maybe questions about the Akali matchup, specific ones, let me know. Obviously, I'm trying to get as specific as possible watching gameplays here, but maybe you have even more specific ones. So you let me know in the comments. I really want this to be a space of learning and improving. EQ flash at that point, let's go. Again, your combos, guys, if you don't know them, you just practice them in practice too. It's very simple to learn. We have 6 grubs here, so the towers are gonna die pretty easily. Actually, on my Patreon, I did do this week. Oh, nice dodge on the Tarek. Wow. I mean, guys, to combo like that, you gotta practice and practice too. There used to not be a practice tool, by the way, when I first played Yasuo and stuff like that. So it used to be way harder to learn your combos. Now you can just practice them in practice tool for 5 minutes a day, and you're good. But yeah, guys, I was about to say, like, on my Patreon, I did do a review of a Diamond Yasuo against an Akali and pointed out some pretty nice mistakes. So obviously, if you want some more Akali content, the link to my Patreon will be in the description. But yeah, if we go over this game again, guys, right? Really good understand. Even if I got unlucky in the early game, kind of like pzzang, it's just a really good understanding of the matchup, what Akali is good at, what Yasuo is good at, and then just stepping my foot on that, right? Akali again, you know, I kept the wave on my side, and Akali was forced to use her W's and her E defensively, and I just capitalized off that and killed her. Then I got Prio and pushed my lead, played side lane really well, got the towers, got everything there was to get, and then I grouped with my team and won the game. Kind of sounds simple said like that, but it's harder, obviously. But hopefully I can help you become better. But yeah, guys, we'll hop in the third game. Okay, so for this third game, we're gonna watch pzzang with Let Out Tempo. See if anything changes in the matchup. But like I said, certain runes are better at certain things, right? But it doesn't really change the champion, right? I mean, pzzang could be challenger with Fleet, with Conqueror, with Let Out Tempo, with Grasp. It really doesn't change anything. Just when you take a rune, guys, you want to know why you're taking it and what is it good at. So obviously Grasp is better at short trades, right? Let Out Tempo is better at probably proccing it, stacking up to full, and then you fight, right? But it has both their strengths and weaknesses, right? That's why I said I don't really care about runes like that. I mean, there's the Wandering Pro, like I said, with the... Go look at his runes, and he's 1k LP, so really any runes is good, guys. It's just about what you prefer. But yeah, the Akali is going to have D-Shield here. So again, she's going to be hard to kill. Don't let it fool you. Like, she's hard to kill, always. But yeah, looking at the jungle matchup, I don't think I talked on that, but jungle, you always look at the jungle. Gwen here, you're not really afraid of a Gwen gank as Yasuo. And again, like we can see, it's fun how once you start seeing these things, you see they happen often, right? Again, pzzzang is in here because Akali didn't necessarily want to Q at that moment, right? Again, she doesn't really want to Q, but he's just, I mean, she didn't have energy for it. But you watch that. You need to watch that, especially level 1. Again, Akali's Qing him. You might be wondering, well, he's losing HP, right? But you can see every time he's baiting Akali to Q her, then she doesn't have it to farm minions. And that's important because then you'll just be up a ton of CS. Look, again, she's just, again, no energy. He sees that. Nothing stops him from jumping in here. And it's kind of like the Zen matchup where if you bait him to Q you, then he doesn't have the Q to farm, right? And you're not really in kill range. Akali's Q doesn't really hurt unless you take like Q plus the auto attack, then it kind of hurts. But again, just goes in here. He even had Let Out Tempo prog. Akali has no energy now, so he knows that. Akali's just bleeding CS constantly. Step forward there because Akali could have Q'd. Beautiful. It's just about tracking her energy levels and her Q. If you can learn to space her Q, like again here, no energy. And just like that, he's up 6 CS while trading consistently. There's nothing here. Akali's kind of losing her mind. pzzzang is kind of smurfing in Master here also, so I did want to see how he, beats lower elos Akali's. With Let Out Tempo, obviously. It's beautiful how you can, if you get good at finding these E forwards and Qs, especially if you have grass, but even with Let Out Tempo, it does its thing, right? Space the Q here, beautiful. But yeah, if you just E forward Q, get good at landing those, it will do damage, really. Gets ganked here, but like I said, it's a Gwen. It would suck to flash, though. I don't flash forward. Okay. I guess maybe he has to flash here. That sucks. He just ghosted at him. Does he have to flash even? I don't think so, actually. 1 HP. Playing with fire there. And that would have sucked to have to flash. But again, if you look at the CS numbers, 21 to 8. I mean, she's going to farm this way. But yeah, just up so much CS because he's been baiting the Akali to Q her. I mean, to Q him. And he knows that, he's not under any kill pressure. As long as Akali doesn't proc Electrocute. Which Akali didn't even proc the auto. So forget about Electrocute. He should just been queuing him instead of queuing the minions. Anyways, pzzang's gonna get prior here, right? He TPs, he doesn't last it here. He doesn't do anything. He just instantly starts pushing this wave to have prior, right? Why? Oh, I'm not even showing my map. Let me show you my map. I didn't even realize. My bad, guys. So he has prior because now Akali needs to farm the wave on the tower, right? And there's some things happening on the map, so I guess he knew his team has info on the Gwen. I didn't see anything though, but his jungler is pinging him and he's using his prior. Yeah, he finds the Gwen here. And Gwen has no ghost, no flash. And like I said, Akali, is it the best champ early? Not really. And if you have Let Out Tempo like that, you find something like that as Yasuo, it's really, really, really powerful. Red buff spots the Akali in the shroud. Beautiful. I will say also, guys, if you ever found yourself having Let Out Tempo specifically, but even Grasp, but just Let Out Tempo specifically with red buff, early game on Yasuo, just any point of the game, just know that you're Thanos. Oh shit, okay. He ends up EQ Flash because I guess he thought Nico... If you're wondering why he EQ Flash, is because then Nico doesn't have the time to react with her Flash on the EQ, but Nico didn't have Flash in this instance, so he probably could have just EQ'd, but it's still a nice kill, and just like that, I mean, he's up 20 CS. Just, I don't want to say like that, but obviously he's done the right things to be able to do the right thing at the right moment, right? He even when you get ganked like that, why did he know where Gwen was? Because Gwen ganked him, right? And then his team knew where he was, right? When you're winning lane like that, it's these small things that add up, right? As to right, even if he got ganked, first of all, he used that opportunity to just base, instantly TP back, and he had an idea the Gwen could be invading. So instantly push, got prio, and got to find the Gwen. Like, even if you get ganked, guys, often I get that question like, oh, I'm getting perma-camped, what can I do? Just don't die? You not dying to a gank, and I know it probably sounds easier than it is, but just with good vision, with good map read, you not dying to a gank is instantly gonna make your team win the game. Not instantly, but it's already really, really good, right? And again, here, just full prio on this Akali, right? Full prio, like I said. Akali really has difficulty pushing waves early level because her Q cooldown, I mean, her Q energy cost is really high. Okay. Pyke does a bit of trolling, but it's okay. Nico does a bit of trolling as well. He has wind wall here. Airblade. Wow, even Ashe is here. Everyone's coming to the party. If he doesn't get the dash, he's dead. He does get it. I think he still dies here, no? Yeah. But I mean, again, here. This is a great example. This is a great example. Right? Everybody's mid. Everybody is mid. But look at Kennen and look at Draven. You may be wondering, but in my games, I die and my team is not doing anything. Well, because you were just not supposed to die then. But at this time, right, see how he creates pressure for his team. He got ganked by 5 people, but someone was in position to gain a lead. Top lane as well. Right? You never want to be that guy just dying for no reason and then trying to say your team's not doing anything when they just reset after like killing people top, right? You want to know what your team's doing. Again, that is crazy though, like you got 5-man ganked like that. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Because he's ahead. He's still gonna come back mid, get prio, and keep pushing his lead like that. Gets vision because he wants to hit this plate. His team is hovering bot, so he's probably fine. I don't think I spoke on that, but he went cookies this game. Which you could be wondering, you could be asking, when do you go cookies? I'm not really a big fan of cookies. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of cookies, just because I think, obviously they're really good early game, right? But they give a total of 90 max health, right? And you need to get value out of them early game, right? You need to know how to use them. As to overgrowth, I for sure recommend it, like the green tree, overgrowth. I just think, especially nerdy in low elo, right? Games tend to last up to what, like 40 minutes. Overgrowth could give you 250 HP, right? As to cookies just is locked at 90, right? 30 per cookies. In high elo, obviously the early game matters. I feel like in low elo, the games drag on a lot, and that's why I recommend overgrowth. And probably second wind as well, or bone plating, because it does the work for itself, right? Cookies, you kind of have to know what you're doing. And I'm not saying you don't know what you're doing, but the less things you have to think about, the better it is, because then you just focus on playing Yasuo. I feel like cookies requires a good understanding, a really good understanding of the champ. But regardless here, he's just going to keep having prio here, pushing, probably gets his reset here. And yeah, see what he buys. I mean, yeah, he's probably going to get his work. And again, when you're in positions... Oh, he canceled his base, so he's probably going to have to stay then. Yeah, that sucks. That happens sometimes. You think you're in base, so you walk. But he wasn't in base. Or maybe he just cancelled intentionally, who knows. Yeah, just fight her. And just kill her, right? I guess maybe he knew. Maybe he knew, but yeah, he just gets that killed and then just kills. The second you get on top of Akali like that, if you're stronger than her, obviously, she's either forced to use ult, right? Or she's just gonna die. And even if you take her ult, that's a win because she's useless then. Again, like I said, I'm not afraid of an Akali roaming. I'm not afraid of an Akali fighting without... Oh, that's Nico, no? That. That's for sure Nico. Yeah, I'm not afraid of an Akali with no ult, right? And we did say her ult is 120 seconds level 1. That's pretty important to know. It's a really long cooldown. And even in this case specifically, it's a Gwen. How is Gwen ever gonna gank mid, right? Especially if Akali doesn't have ult, it's useless. Yeah, Akali does ult here. We'll see if her blade. It doesn't have ult. Akali just lost. If you're wondering how does pzzang do against in the master lobby against the master Akali, that's what he does, where he just and so like that. And again, it's just a really good understanding of the basics of the matchup, right? And then once you get ahead like that with what? That's the clone. And he could be brain booming you sometimes. But yeah, good understanding of the matchup, and then things just do themselves really. It's just about winning your matchup, and then you become king. Just grouping here, he's Thanos, literally. And I'm not showing. I didn't really pre-pick games, but I know that I'm picking games that are wins. I don't really want to show you lost games in this year because, except for the first diamond game, whatever. The point of these vids, guys, is knowing how to win the game into this matchup, right? So first, you win the matchup, then you win the game, right? Side laning, team fighting, all of that. This is the point of these matchup guides vids. So if you're in a position where you lose, you'll have to do better next time. Just notice how he perma stays on the map here, right? If his team is on the map, again, I think he wins that. Yasuo win well. Touch. That's clutch. Let's see. Oh, Kali got his ult off. He gets the shield. Oh my god, that was so close. That was so close. You always get in these fights where you just stress. If he landed that NATO, by the way, he kills. He for sure kills Akali. That sucks. Yeah, I just want to confirm. Q's here lands that, he auto Q's probably kills. That sucks. But yeah, guys, we'll see how he runs now. Obviously, this was the mid game. That was gonna be more of a late game type of situation, and let's see how he pushes his lead, guys. That's really important to you because it's good to know how to win the lane. Because you win the lane, but then how do you carry your teammates that are inting, right? And this is where the deal is right now. He's up 2 levels here again. He knows that Akali doesn't have ult. Just takes the fight. That was pretty risky, you could say, because no one was around him. But Gwen is not the strongest on one item. Yasuo is really strong on Borg Spike, and he's pretty much 2 items at that point. With Leta Tempo, he was up a level. And he knows that Akali didn't have ult. So, again, an Akali with no ult, how is she gonna even get on top of him? Her E is basic. Her E... To hit her E, she pretty much has to be on top of you already. That's if you don't use Wind Wall, right? That could have been risky, but not in his eyes. With good map read, not really. And again, now he's just gonna run top. That's pretty questionable. Okay, the tower is 1 HP. I didn't notice that. So yeah, he just groups there. If you notice these things, obviously I'm not controlling the map. I don't see here, but the tower was 1 HP. Camille was trying to defend it. Just moves there and kills her. Wall dash here, he fails. Second time, nice. Notice how he's around the action at all times, right? He has all the gold. He's the carry. He's not just AFK, right? Airblade. Akali also gets it. Beautiful. Probably get the wave mid and then base, and then it's a slaughter. Surrender vote failed for red team, unlucky. So I will say, Leta Tempo I think is a bit better at snowballing because you just take any fight once you're ahead. But Grasp is also good, obviously. Perma around the action. At this point, he must have like 2k gold in his bank, so I'm expecting him to reset pretty soon. Yep. Again, now he's gonna buy. He's gonna spike again, right? Probably TPing somewhere right now. Yeah. By shield bow and a strike breaker, I mean component, whatever. Phage, I think. Gets on the map. Again, instantly fighting. He's up 2 levels. When you're up 2 levels like that on the Akali, you have your shield bow. She never kills you. Okay, at that point you can confidently say she cannot kill you. Which, more often than not, I mean, you're never gonna say confidently that an Akali cannot kill you. It's pretty hard to tell that, but in this case, trust me, she cannot kill him. So again, you just TP top for the wave. That's like you can call that like a tempo TP. Instantly TP top because he knew no one that was there, cleared the wave. Now look at Kali, right? She was stuck there clearing, and then he grouped up with his team again. So he's sending someone to answer the TP, right? Catch the wave, and then he gets here and kills this mid tower. That holds so much value, right? Really, really just chilling at that point, right? He doesn't have to do anything crazy. He just has to hit camps, hit minions, be at the right place at the right time, and just not end. It takes, I'll be honest, I mean, it takes patience to play Yasuo, guys. At that point, you don't have to do anything really. You just farm camps, be there on objective fights if you don't have TP. Obviously, I mean, I'm guessing he pushes this wave maybe next. Basis for the Drake. Really, just be with your team then. If you don't have TP here, and just don't die. It sounds so hard, but I promise, once you get it, you get it. Like, it sucks, but Yasuo is more of a macro champion than a micro champion, I'll be honest. Okay, like I said, pushes the next wave basis for the Drake that's spawning right now, as you can see. Or actually he decides to stay. Again, he's Thanos, he can do anything at that point if he sees the enemy team and he knows that it's a 1v1 against the Akali here. Okay. And he does that because he's pzzang. Amazing. So that's where the mechanics come into play. But I did want to say, right? Macro is always going to be more important in League of Legends, right? Someone could have the best mechanics, still be stuck in gold. It sounds harsh, but it's true. If you don't know how the map works, if you don't know how the game works, how minions work, and it's going to be GG. There's no way you're going to even climb because you need game knowledge to just climb and to know what to do at the right time. Even if you can do something really good, if you don't know when to do it, it sucks, but you're going to be stuck in low elo, right? That's why, I mean, if you ask the question, I mean, I always said I think Yasuo's like 80% macro and 20% mechanics. Really, really, really solid game knowledge you need to have to play this champion, because the second you start making mistakes, then Yasuo, you fall behind, and then if you fall behind on Yasuo, you're a mid 80 carry that's behind. So what do you do? Nothing. But yeah, guys, that was it for this third game. As you can see, with Let Out Tempo, it has more snowball potential, like I said, but he would have done the same thing with Grasp, let's be honest. Again, just really good foundation of the matchup. He gets ganked, who cares? He survived the gank, really important, and then got an advantage off of it and kept it and won the game. So we'll hop in a fourth and final game. Okay, so for the fourth and final game, we're gonna watch a game of Brohan. I mean, Brohan, who's probably among the best EOS Yasuos. I'm gonna watch him play against an Akali. In this game, again, he went Grasp. The Akali has Conqueror, which is important to note because, again, right, Conqueror is really gonna be weaker early. As to Grasp, also really strong early. He also went for Shield Bash, also went for D-Blade. So that's just gonna be a lot of damage in lane against not a lot Akali, right? Akali kind of wants to survive with Conqueror. She's probably gonna go D-Shield if she goes Conqueror. And yeah, no, she went D-Ring actually. So okay, so I'll see how we'll see how Brohan takes an advantage of this matchup. Again, instantly ease because Akali gave it to her and does that. Why is that good again, right? I mean, at that point, I'll repeat myself again for these 4 games, right? This E start is good because Akali here, she Qs, okay, that's all she has, and as long as she doesn't proc Electrocute, which she doesn't have, or as long as she doesn't proc the auto, which is pretty much all the damage, he wins the trade. And he even tanked a lot of minion damage here, but it doesn't matter. Again, goes in. Akali has no energy here. No energy, no energy. And you have 4 E-stacks. Probably could have traded that last auto attack there, I think. Like, when Akali wants it, you just walk for it as well and you attack and then you dash because she wanted to auto you. So that's just being a bit better. But still, proc the Grasp Spear, dash for it, perfect. Especially with Shield Bash already, guys. if you have shield bash, especially level 1, you just dash in, she has to proc your shield, and then that's just gonna be an extra, a lot of damage. Boom. Look at this damage. What did I say? Look at this shield bash damage with the E, the 4 E's, guys. You have to try shield bash in this matchup, I promise. I mean, you have to go grasp, I guess, to try shield bash with grasp, but it's so much damage. It just makes the E start so easy, right? I feel like with grasp, if you E start, especially with shield bash, it's just so easy to win. He didn't even pop his potion here. The damage is just insane. 100 damage from E, 100 damage from grasp, 100 damage from shield bash. Look at him having fun. Um, but yeah, you're just gonna kill. When you kill the opponent, what do? You instantly push the lane if you can, right? Get the wave in a good spot. Base, TP back if you have to. In this case, he has to TP back, right? To not miss too much XP. Comes back here. And it's still, you know, a slight advantage, so we'll see how he uses it. Gets his level 3 here. Akali gets 3 on cannon, though. Again, I think at this point he wants the wave to get to his position, I mean, to his side. Okay, he windwalled here, but it made sense to windwall. Like I said, against Akali, you kind of have to predict when it makes sense for her to windwall. Okay, just dash forward here. Perfect. Probably pop pots also, because, yeah. So again, right, I will say here, if we go back, and we're seeing how did he not die to this gank? Well, first of all, look at how he's, you know, he's going in here, sure, but he's going in as a way. First of all, his Vi was hovering, right? But also, this guy comes out of the bush. Okay, just dash away instantly, right? You need to know. You always if you don't see the enemy jungle, that's just a good thing to know. As Yasuo, kind of have an escape E, right? If you have an escape E, like I called it escape E, but I don't know, an escape minion, right? A minion you can E to basically. Um, it's always going to be really good, and then you don't panic, you just instantly E to it. Here, Akali has no energy. What is she doing? Free EQ, and then you also hold the wave here. Well, careful though, because we know Kindred's topside, right? And we kind of don't have our wind wall now. E, Q, auto, E. Perfect. That was legit perfect. Dodge the E here. Wind wall's coming up in 10, and at that point, you can start pushing, which Brahan does. You can start pushing here because she's 1 HP, and if she wants to stay on the tower and farm with the fear of being dove, farm with the fear of, you know, walking up and tanking your Q straight to the face, that's gonna be her problem. And then yeah, she has difficulty farming on the tower, especially the level like Kali. That's why he pushed here. E forward again. Find your dash. You found what you wanted. You go back. You found your grass proc. You got her shroud. Then you just push. And again, if Kali wants to stay here, she's just gonna die. And we have Prio here apparently. So yeah, the enemy team's not gonna fight. We missed cannon, but it's okay. The intention was to help our team. And again, we can push this wave here because Akali is probably basing. So you'll see Brahan probably just hard push this wave and base. And Akali wants to say, okay, then the plan changes. And we're actually gonna stay and look to kill her. Amazing. That was beautiful. And then you instantly base because the wave is done. So again, insane fundamentals. And I think Akali is just taken away by surprise from the shield bash damage and the grass damage and the E stacks damage, right? It just adds up. It adds up. And then, you know, how do you push your lead? You just get everything there's to get, you instantly press base, come back, miss nothing. Look, he missed nothing. And at this point, we'll see how he decides to push his lead. Kali has no energy, he just fights here. Fights, you can trade with her. Perfect. Dash again because you have your grasp. Almost got that grasp. Like I said, you have grasp, you need to be greedy with your grasp procs. Insane spacing of the Q. At that point, if you land NATO, it's probably good to R because... Oh. That was kind of a noob flash, I think. You can probably sidestep that. But it's okay. He flashed. He kind of panic flashed. He didn't have his wind wall. I thought he could have sidestepped that for sure. But better be safe than sorry, I guess. Like, at that point, right, you better be safe than sorry. If he stays full HP here, he can keep putting pressure on this Akali, right? If he would have taken a big chunk of damage, if he didn't sidestep right, he wouldn't have been able to keep fighting the Akali. Look at this damage with grasp. Like, it's insane. This Akali is getting dominated, really, and she's been getting more help than Brohan has. EQ, and again, is he gonna greed for this plate? No. Why? Because it's only 125 gold. It's no XP. Who cares, right? In some cases it's good, but here it's not the best. You just instantly base. You'll have time to hit the tower. You will have time to hit the tower. Would it have changed his base really? Not really, right? He still gets this. What would he have done with an extra 125 gold? Nothing, right? So just instantly bases. Make sure he doesn't miss XP, which kills way harder early game. Than gold. Gold is, 125 gold is nothing compared to the XP he would miss, or yeah, look, he misses nothing here. Instantly comes back and he's just ready to keep pushing his lead. No overextending, no greeting, just, he's back, takes the advantage, the extra wave, the kill, comes back on the map, and again, ready to put pressure on this Akali. EQW, because you can learn that combo against, you just EQW, the wind wall kind of goes out faster. Curious to see what he wants to do here. But again, right, he just has free prio on the Akali. When you get to that point right now, every move is your move, right? It's just about how you want to progress the game. And there's no really wrong way to do it. There is wrong ways to do it, obviously. But between freezing, between roaming, hitting the tower, staying mid, helping your jungle, roam in the jungle, anything, right? But in this case, he's just gonna perma half prio, right? He already killed this Akali 3 times. Who cares about killing her one more time? Just perma plays for prio, and she actually follows him. She's down 2 levels. Okay, he got her ult. It's probably over, so there's no point wasting time. Just go back to the mid wave, probably start pushing it again, and just hit tower. Here, you're gonna see him hit tower. Okay, Akali has TP, so he cannot hit tower, but he would have hit tower here, for sure. Why? Because he has TP himself, so he's not overextending. He can get out of the lane anytime and just come back with his TP, right? So he would have for sure stayed. That's what it changes. Having TP and just pretty much knowing you have a base anytime you want. Which in some cases, if you greed, and then you won't have a base because you'll miss XP, you'll miss waves. You never want to be that guy that is ahead and misses XP and misses gold off of waves, right? If you're ahead, every wave should be yours, every XP should be yours, right? But again, he sees something happen here, and again, right? Akali has no ult. He's following here. Akali has no ult. She's probably really weak, right? His jungle kind of got one shot though. But still, Akali is really weak. Q. Oh, unlucky. Kind of missed a few Qs, right? But I guess he dies to Sona. So again, right, in these cases, I will say, obviously, when there's no minions around, that thought tempo is way better. But if you have minions like we saw in the laning phase, I do think like Grasp is so OP to just kind of perma get out, get in with your E when you have your Grasp, proc it. If you have Shield Bash, proc that as well. Go out, proc it again. That's just so beautiful about Yasuo with Grasp. Is he about to get Kesante? No? Okay, nice. Here again, right, the swap happened naturally. He just got the wave. Obviously, he would like to come back mid, which is gonna happen naturally. Almost stole that. Obviously, I don't see the map, but yeah, like we were discussing, Camille got the wave mid, and she's probably gonna base and look to go back top, right? Because we want to be mid usually here. If we don't want to lane against the Kesante, right? We want to have a free lane against the Akali and kind of do whatever we want, rather than just losing to Kesante because he's a season 14 champion. You want to be in the middle of the game, of the game, basically. So again, you're close to Bork here. Getting Bork is an insane spike, which you should have your eyes on when you're really close to it. One more wave will do it. You shouldn't just base here and sell your Duran's Blade. I think Duran's Blade and Duran's Shield both have a lot of value early game, so you keep them for sure until 20 minutes plus. Unless you have to somehow, but generally it's better. Just get the wave here. Collect the Shadow Kiss out there. It sucks that we don't see the map, but it's alright. Proc Raspberry if you can, unlucky. You do have gold here for Bork, but again, right, depends what your team wants to do. Don't get the wind wall here, we're just getting cheesed, okay. Or if a Vaiku at least reacts. Oh. There's no way Elise actually lived. Okay, it's still good though. Sona finds the ult, perfect. Just playing with your team here. That was pretty good gameplay by nice ult by Sona. Everyone played well. Just sucks that Elise lived. Okay, Elise actually died. She's gonna hit the plate here. Why? Because Akali's dead. Okay? Akali's dead and you're on the map here full HP, so nothing stops you from hitting this plate here. Akali has no TP, so you also get next wave and you base. If you want in-depth, I mean, an in-depth wave management video, I can give it to you, because like I said, I mean, 80% of playing Yasuo, even 90% is wave management and game knowledge. But especially wave manipulation, essentially. Let's move forward. He's gonna go for Bork. Come back mid. At this point, this is where, you know, you look at your ults. What ults do you have? You have Vi ult here, which is honestly really good. You don't need more than one knockup. Obviously, I don't think you need any knockups. Yasuo is still Yasuo. Just, you know, it's gonna be different when you have no knockups. You kind of have to rely on yourself for getting nados, which in some cases it sucks. But that's why you never want to be that guy that loses your lane, especially if you have no knockups, because then it's like you're just useless. But yeah, good rule of thumb is like before 10 minutes, like you should already know if you're gonna have a good Yasuo game or not, right? Before 10 minutes, you should at least be up like at least a couple kills on your laner, at least like one or two, or a couple CS, like, you know, 20 to 50, depends, right, how you're gapping, or, you know, more plays, more moves on the map. Right, you should win lane on as Yasuo. It's honestly really hard to lose lane on Yasuo. I'll be honest. And if you lose lane, it's something you didn't know that you will take in the next time you know you lane in a certain matchup. You will take it to not lose lane again, right? Because honestly, if you're losing lane, you're not really playing Yasuo. I'll be honest. Then you're just like I don't know. You're just like an insect. I'll be honest on the map. If you lost lane, like you're just on the map, you're just there. Like anyone one shots you, you don't really do damage. Even tanks beat you. Like, you don't want to be that guy with 5 CS a minute, couple like a lot of deaths. Nothing. Obviously, it happens. That's what sucks about Yasuo, and kind of also is really nice about Yasuo is that when you're starting out with him, it's gonna be really hard, right? It's like, why wouldn't you play, I don't know, Seraphine, right? A champion that will always be good, right? Rather than Yasuo, you have to, when you're a lane, you have to be in a position of advantage or you're gonna suck. And even if you're in a position of advantage, if you don't know what to do with your advantage, you're just gonna suck. But regardless here, we're playing side lane, we got the waves, and then we find this TP here, and again, kinda looks scary. Kinda looks scary, I was saying. I was saying that kinda looked scary. It happens. It happens. It happens. But I mean, in his defense, there was nothing to defend. He just instantly wanted to TP it, and his team wasn't there. Vi didn't have ult. Yeah, he had no follow up. Instantly got Kisante W'd. There's nothing you do. So just saying, right? He was Thanos. Like, he was Thanos, right? 10 CS a minute, 4 kills, an item and a half, when, you know, ahead of everyone. Full boots. You make one wrong step, you get one shot. That comes from playing Yasuo. Right? You're a melee AD carry at the end of the day. Right? Regardless, let's keep that behind and see how we play Silent from now on, because Silent is a really important part of the game, right? It's the 3 important parts, guys. Again, winning lane, like the laning first, which is roughly like the first 10 minutes. Then there's side laning and team fighting. That's like the three main things. And if you're really good at all three, you're a challenger. Congrats. So again, you're side laning, you want to know if you're weak side, if you're strong side, if you're winning, if you're losing. Where's your team? Where's the enemy team? In this case here, just got the wave. Gonna base and come back. First shield bow. And he basically, guys, if you're wondering, like, okay, he goes top. I guess Camille's gonna take over bot. If you're wondering, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, he's just gonna take over top here. But if you're wondering, when do you base? How do I find good base timers, guys? You just pretty much when you base, you want to lose as less as possible. If you base and you lose a lot of CS, obviously it's bad. In some cases, you're forced to do that if you're losing, but you never want to be that guy winning and be forced to base because you just overgreeded and didn't base earlier, and then you lose CS, right? If you're winning, you need to get every set, especially on a champion like Yasuo, right? A champion like Yasuo, you need to have good CS numbers. You cannot afford to fall behind on that champion because, like I said, then you're an insect. It is what it is. Again, here we're being hovered in the side lane. We just kind of took over top lane. And like I said, Camille took over bot. If you can find ult there, a bit too out of range, unlucky. Can still ult off a Vaiku. Okay, we don't even have ult, never mind. Beautiful wind wall to react to the... I'll have to replay that. He queued. K'Sante threw him here and he actually hit the Q. He was gonna miss it. K'Sante actually helped him. That's crazy. Beautiful footwork with the E. Is he out here? That's a situation where Fleet would be, good. You're like just kind of running away. Just beautiful kiting though. If he can dodge Q here. Oh, he misses the NATO. Oh. Yeah, it's only a situation where, certain runes are better. Fleet, you could argue Let Out Tempo would have been way better here. Grasp, obviously not the best here. But again, right, would Brohan want to trade, Grasp for any rune this game? Probably not, right? Grasp helped him do a lot this game. You never want to be that guy looking at one situation and be like, oh, if I had Let Out Tempo here, I would have killed everyone. Oh, because you don't have it, so why did you get yourself in that position, right? It makes sense when you think about it. But again, right, gonna base and again go back to silent. That's your job in the mid game as Yasuo in most games, unless you're just hard winning and you can just group siege, and they can't do anything about it. But you're just silencing, getting stronger and stronger, not dying, and then when it's time to group for objectives, you group for objectives, and then you team fight. So like I said, laning, side laning, team fights. And the better you get at that, the better you are at the game. Like, it's not possible to be a good Yasuo and be a bad player. I don't think it's possible to be, right? Is pzzang a good Yasuo? Yes. Is he a really, really, really good player? Fundamentally, yes. Right? It's all of these that matter. I do say that because there's a difference, right? On Katarina, can you... on Katarina, like a champ like Katarina, do you have to be good at the game or do you have to just be good at spamming your keyboard? You know what I mean? Like, Yasuo's a hard champ, guys. Guys, here, we don't see the map, but he's not running bot because he already pushed the wave up, right? There's nothing to run to. So he just ran mid, and then when it makes sense to collect it, he goes, right? So he just hovered mid for the one time. You're gonna see, like, you're gonna see it happens often, right? If he ran straight bot, look, the minion's not even there. So he would have ran pretty much all the way to their tower, right? Let me pause because it's kind of important. So he just ran mid, hovered for the one time. If something was happening, he would have been there rather than just walking to fucking China to get a wave, right? So he waited for it to arrive here, which is just way better, right? It's always better to be near the action in case something happens. If not, okay, you go back bot, you collect the wave. You don't want to drop waves, obviously. Does have TP here, so you look, okay. Sonai got caught. So here the certain play is getting the tower, but if your team wants to fight, you TP. Which he does. And again, he's really strong, so we'll see how he plays this team fight. A really important part of Yasuo, right? Like I said. Wow, Kindred actually gets one shot. Not the best team fight if we review it, right? Because it's always good to see team fight. Good wind wall, I would say. It was just really hard. I mean, you can't do much here. I'll be honest, you can't do much. It sucks. I don't want to be that guy, but right, this ult was obviously good ult by Vi, and you kind of have to follow, right? You don't want to be that guy not following here. But yeah, Kesante just found a 3-man W, and then yeah, team fighting's hard. This team fight was just really hard, and then obviously the flash was bad, but really, I don't know how he could have played that better. I mean, in the moment, it's hard to think. But regardless, again, I want to point out that, right? He could still hear D-Blade for Recurve Bro. Why does he not do it? Because Recurve Blade. I mean, because D-Blade is OP. If it's D-Shield, maybe it's different. I think D-Shield is not that much, like, that strong compared to D... But D-Blade is so strong. Even 23 minutes, like, he keeps it. Unless you, like, sell it for a full item, I think you keep D-Blade. I'll be honest, it's really strong. A lot of team fighting. I'm happy I chose these 4 games. I think they were really different. All 4 of these games were really different, and this is what I wanted to do here. Choose 4 games, make sure, you know, we find everything there is to find, and hopefully you all never lose an Akali matchup again. I mean, obviously it will happen, it's a team game, it's not your fault every time, but you lose it as little as possible. Ult? Oh, he didn't have ult. That was scary. That was scary, but his team was near. Which he probably didn't even know he was face checking. They were just cheesing. Happens, but his team was near, so the enemy team gets punished. Right, he knew he couldn't fight them, so he just went to his team. Beautiful E. Beautiful E's, I have to say. But guys, definitely let me know the next matchup you want to see. I mean, I did Akali here, and again, right, I think I'm just gonna do this, watching replays really, because you know this is where you see the real shit, and I can actually talk over what happens, right? And I'm not even only choosing gameplays of mine, right? I'm choosing multiple gameplays, so I can tell you that you know every Yasuo player kind of does their own different thing, really, really, really good, right? And there's a ton of different ways to play Yasuo, and you kind of have to find the way that you like the most, the way that makes the most sense to you, and then you know you try to copy. You can learn a lot of things, you know, a lot of few things for from every Yasuo player. Like for me, for example, when I was you know younger, I mean, who did I learn from? I learned from Mo and the Wandering Pro. That's the 2 Yasuos that I learned from. And pzzzang also. I mean, a bit later. Pzzzang, I started watching pzzzang when I was like already challenger. But when I was low hero, I learned from Mo and Wandering Pro. And obviously, Mo doesn't play anymore, but he was still really good. That's my goat. That Mo is actually my goat. Again, comes back mid. EQR here? Okay, he's not even, like, he Qs behind. Yeah, you can Q behind, by the way. That's like a secret tech. Try to find the Akali in the Shroud. You can also go Oracles, by the way. That kind of helps you spot the Akali in the Shroud. Uh, but again, I mean, I think Brohan's more of a far slide player. I'm also a far slide player. I always go far slide usually. But like pzzzang, he's you know Oracles most of the time. So really got to find, you know, anything makes sense. It's just how you play it. It's the beauty of Yasuo. Again, let's see this team fight here. You know, if this, okay, beautiful NATO, beautiful NATO. I have to comment on that team fight, right? I mean, the Kesante was just in front. Let me replay the team fight because this is one. Right, this is, if you look at it at this team fight here, why did it happen like that? Look at this Kesante. This Kesante, you know, Burhan notices that the Kesante is on his own here. So just giving you a free NATO. So you take the free NATO. If you had ult here, it's GG. Obviously you don't have ult though. But if there's a guy walking up to you giving you a free NATO, it's free, right? And notice how he's playing behind his team, and once his team is tanking, then you pull up. That's kind of how you want to team fight on Yasuo, especially when you're strong, right? You can't, I mean, that's not always how you want to team fight. In some cases, you kind of want to win wall for your team. In some cases, you know, it's always different. There's some team fights you'll press them by winning R, and there's some team fights you'll win them by having to pull off a keyblade. Like it's very different, right? But In this case, the guy gives you a free NATO. You just take the free NATO, right? Walk up and you hit whoever you hit. But I was saying, like, using your teammates as bodies, right? As body shields. That's kind of what you want to do as Yasuo in most cases, because you're just not in range of their attacks, and when they engage, they end up losing their mind and just engaging on a tank. Then you're behind, and then you can hit whoever you can hit, right? You never want to be that guy that is just hittable. I don't know if that's a word, but you can get hit, right? Hittable by 5 of their champions, and your team is not even in range of you, right? You never want to be that guy in the team fights. Um, but yeah, guys, that was it for this 4th game. Okay, guys, this video has come to an end. I appreciate you guys for watching. Again, my goal with these is to really give you as much knowledge as possible on whatever matchup I'm doing. Obviously, this is my first one, Akali. The next one, who knows what I'll do. Leave a comment for the next champion. But yeah, guys, I really hope I was able to teach you things about not only the Akali matchup, but also how to become a better player, right? It could be side laning, team fighting, anything, right? I think this video has a lot of value for Yasuo players, and hopefully my goal with these is to, keep pushing content about matchups, and I'll have a lot more educational content coming since I can't really play anymore. Both of my hands are kind of injured. I can't play. So yeah, I'll have a lot of these coming. So if you're hyped up for that, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. If you're interested in watching more Yasuo content, I have a Patreon link in the comments that you can join if you want. It's up to you. I also have a Discord, completely free. You can ask questions in there. I can answer. Someone can answer. Just really nice community, guys. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. And again, peace out, guys. Make sure you have a nice day. Peace out.